Popcorn?
Butter.
Nachos?
Cheese.
Root beer with red licorice straw?
Right here. I forgot we did that. But I snapped right into it, didn't I?
Welcome to Ready to Start the Podcast, the 37th most popular animation podcast on YouTube.
37.
Right. 40th, at least 40th. At least 40th most popular animation podcast on YouTube. I'm Ryan Ribbity, one of the hosts here. Who else is here?
Hi, I'm Rosa, and I am not normal today. You won't believe how it was the entire day. I could barely do anything, all because I just watched it on the Precure. That show is frying my brain, and I'm not going to talk about it today.
All right! Who's our third usual?
Wait, you fried your brain on something we're not talking about? I'm Seep. I'm the one on the left. Look at me. I'm the smallest. Hey.
And who's our special guest?
How to do? I'm the lizard. I blew it. Trying to come out.
Oh my gosh,
my
it's
best
Leo.
voice. Yahoo! I'm Blake Neil Nevins. That's my Twitter handle, and I'm very happy to be here. From Miiverse, yes, Blake from Miiverse. It's coming back.
God.
New Nintendo console, Miiverse. I got a hot tip. Day one, it's gonna be there, and I will be posting.
We're gonna bring Miiverse back, and in Switch 2 we'll sell 3 copies. Three hardwares.
3 hardwares.
3 hardwares.
3 units.
Hardware.
So Blake, what do you do besides go to movie theaters where they bring people out a lot at the end?
And what else do you need to do?
Oh, yeah, I should add context if people don't know. I have a habit of going to the movies, and every time I happen to go see a movie, a character, but the real version of them comes out as a surprise. Like, it's a big special event, and more often than not, my audience just boos them. They really go for it. And this all started with E.T. E.T. himself came out as a surprise after the IMAX screening, and he just kind of waddled out and put his arms out like, hey, and just the audience all got up and booed. And a staff from the theater had to come out and just kind of like, hey, you know what? This just wasn't your crowd, man. We're gonna get you out of here. I could tell he was disappointed, but I live in Milwaukee, not the most ET friendly city,
Right.
and I just didn't think they were ready for him. But I'm not doing that. I'm usually on X, formerly Twitter. I guess everyone has to say that now.
No, we
You
don't.
don't really have
just
to
cracking
you can just say
jokes.
Twitter.
I think Elon
I
Musk
can just
called
say
it.
Twitter.
Yeah, I think he
Can
called
we
it.
say Twitter again?
He called it Twitter at some conference he was at like the past few days. I think even he doesn't give a shit.
Okay. That should be the new we're gonna say Merry Christmas again. We're gonna say Twitter again.
Liberals are trying to take X away from us. I don't know. Something.
Yeah.
Is that anything?
I threw my own spin on it. Tell me what you think. Okay. So yeah, what the skunk? I mean, do we have some animation news to talk about here today? I'm ready to get into the news.
No, this is gonna be an all politics week.
Oh. Okay.
So Leo is down in the polls, but we're still a year out from the election.
No talking about fanboy art and chum chum or anything. This is a serious episode.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, if you saw the one promo Ryan made like an hour before we started, if you're one of the few people who saw that, you'll know that today is going to be our Leo special. So I think you want to stay tuned for the discussion we have about the newest Adam Sandler film, Leo, on Netflix. We're going to give you all the scoop, the hot details. We're going to tell you what we think about it. But that's coming soon. That's a little. I'm giving them a little, teaser. A little fish flake.
All right, all right. What if we start small? What if we start small before we get to Leo? That's the big news.
Right,
Hey.
yeah, that's the...
All right, be honest here. Everyone, raise your hand if you love Family Guy.
A lot of hands tonight.
I don't know if anyone can see, but I'm giving a thumbs down.
What's your...
Oh.
Get out of here!
Wait,
Get out of here!
This is the part of the movie
Get out of here!
where Peter Griffin walks in, like you didn't know he was there. He like sees you disapproving of him. You're like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand, Peter. Is that what you think?
I've mellowed on it like in the last several years, but it's mostly just keeping strong my grudge from middle school. It's like, no, the Simpsons, classic Simpsons beats Family Guy. They just do cutaways. They're not even funny. They're not connected to the episode. Have you seen the South Park episode where they basically just break down everything that was wrong with Family Guy?
Yeah.
So I'm still keeping that fire on the inside, but as the years have gone by, it's like, yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, you fought that giant chicken. What would happen if a guy fought a giant chicken? I can get behind that.
I think it's a really good show for the current age where you can just post just a clip of it and it doesn't need to mean anything. And you can just laugh about it.
It's really succeeded in like the social media age.
Yeah.
But hey, I know a new way to birth love into Peter Griffin. I worded that really badly.
What is it?
Peter Griffin's coming to Fortnite!
Oh my god!
No.
That's right.
The Peter Griffin?
The Peter Griffin and his...
Why don't we have like an audience clapping sound effect? We just have like babies crying and like this. Come on.
What?
We need to get like an audience
9/11.
clapping. Okay. Yeah. All right.
No, we have this.
Fry.
Okay.
Well, CD. Yeah, he's coming to...
9,
Yes?
11.
He's coming to Fortnite. Guys, Peter Griffin's coming to Fortnite, and we had no idea about this like 4 months ago. We didn't. This is like a huge surprise, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a huge, big surprise. Peter Griffin, the man, the myth, the legend, is coming to the #1 game in the world. Yeah, he got beat up by Futurama. Worth keeping that in mind. Futurama still won. Yeah,
I'm looking this up right now because I didn't believe it. I had to see it, and I have to say, he looks great. This looks fantastic.
Peter,
I haven't played Fortnite
awesome.
in 5 years. I might have to pick it up again just to get in on this.
Yeah, I mean, we got...
I mean, my brother's doing the same thing. He's getting back into Fortnite for Peter Griffin.
Seems like everyone's getting back into Fortnite for Peter Griffin these days.
Yeah,
so the thing about this is like the characters in Fortnite don't talk, like, or make noises. So I think it's gonna be a little uncomfortable playing as Peter Griffin, and he's like not making. He's like not
just this hulking machismo that's just running around.
Yeah, he's not making like he's like Peter noise like that.
Yeah, that we've come to love, that we've come to expect from him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Yeah. Let's wait a minute. And I just like, when's the episode gonna finish?
So yeah, I mean,
Now,
I
what
don't...
does this mean for the chances of remastering 2006's Family Guy video game?
Ooh, that's probably low on the list because they're gonna hit Simpsons spin and run before they hit Family Guy 2006 video game.
in the hierarchy.
And that's
they're too
not.
busy making,
And just
like,
to be clear,
phone
because I had to
games.
look up the case, it's not Family Guy the video game. It's Family Guy video game ! As the official title.
Well, if they're gonna remake a Family Guy game, it's gotta be the hit game Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. That's the big one. I mean,
That one has like a fun multiplayer from what I can
Is that
see.
a thing?
Yeah, they got Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. Ruben, Stewie's baby rival, he's back, and they gotta go to the multiverse, and they meet Pirate Peter, and they go to the Amish dimension, and they go to the
Ryan,
chicken dimension.
It's so cool that you know this.
Oh wow.
It's a fun game, Seep.
I'm saying it's awesome. I love games like that. That have all that stuff you just said.
Oh, I'm looking this up. You can make like an Amish guy vomit.
In the family
Oh,
game?
Okay, yeah, the Amish guy is vomiting because Meg is showing her breasts.
Oh,
this-
that ugly woman.
folks, if you had any doubts that this was a Family Guy video game,
Man, Meg is like so ugly. And she like smells bad too, right?
Someone in chat is saying we need Bob's Burgers in Fortnite. That's what I'm saying. I think Bob and Linda would be perfect for Fortnite. I think Linda would love being in Fortnite because she could do all the dances.
Yeah.
All right, Bobby. Bobby, Linda,
Jimmy
you
Pesto.
have to shoot someone.
Jimmy Pesto in
because
Fortnite.
he already can't say anything.
No, they recast him. They got Eric Bauza.
Yeah.
Oh, Bowser's Pesto.
Yeah, Bauza's
Yeah.
Pesto.
Oh, good for him.
Always trusting the Bows to do the better job.
He's come a long way since anti-poop from the Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Don't ask Bugs Bunny where he was on January 6th.
Oh my god. He was mowing down.
Which sounds like a
conservatives.
Family Guy cutaway. It's like, oh, you think that's bad? Remember the time I went to January 6th with Bugs Bunny?
Well, what would happen? What would they be doing, Peter and Bugs Bunny?
Yeah, you got to follow up on
Yeah.
this.
What's up, Mike Pence?
Okay.
Pretty
Give him a
good.
carrot. Yeah, that's what would happen.
And then they'll
Hey,
be-
what's up, Doc? I'm smoking weed.
And now back to the show.
any more thoughts on Peter Griffin in Fortnite?
I mean, I hate to say
Yeah.
it, but not really, right? Like,
Can't believe it.
what is this picture you just put up?
It's Jimmy Neutron Genius Fortnite.
I guess that was a stupid question.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. An interesting like workaround they had. Because I mean, I think people would have liked Fat Peter, or as I like to call him, Peter.
Yeah.
Just the regular Peter Griffin.
It's our Peter.
That's our Peter.
Right. But
Peter.
Fortnite is a game with like 10,000 animations. And they usually they conform things to a specific body type.
Oh, we haven't talked about this. There's a news break that "bird is the word" is his emote, like his little dance.
That's huge. That's huge, actually. That's gonna get everyone on.
Mm-hmm.
Might get me on.
Yeah, just check iTunes for downloads of "Bird is the Word" or "Surf and Bird" as the official title is after Peter joins Fortnite. I think there's going to be a huge spike in that song.
Right.
All the children at like middle schools are gonna be doing "Bird is the word" like dances, and the teachers will be like, "Glad winter break's like a week away."
That was another thing in middle school where I was the nerdy kid who had like the Dr. Demento like tapes. I was like, you guys don't even know what the song is from that he's doing. It's from the classic like Dr. Demento collection.
Yeah. I was kind of like that in some regards.
Channel Awesome guy.
You
Did
don't
you?
appreciate "Bird is the word" like I do.
If it
What
makes,
about Channel
I was gonna say if it makes you feel any better. In middle school, I was a Channel Awesome kid.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about you in middle school.
I was right there on the cusp when Doug Walker got his start, and I feel bad that I sent him a message on YouTube back when you could do that. I was like, hey man, I really like your videos, and I think it's really cool that you're sticking it to all these guys who are taking down your 5-second movies.
What, do you think
And he
there's like
just said-
blood on your hands right now?
He sent a reply that just said, he just said, thanks man, working on my own website so I can get out of this.
Oh my god.
Oh my
And
god.
That's
I
like-
still wish I preserved that because that just feels like
That's
I
like
don't
you
know,
worked
just
on
a
the
brief
bomb.
glimpse in history. Yeah,
Doug Walker was sticking it to the
Einstein walking
man.
away from Doug Walker.
Doug Walker was like
With
in his
a
in his
disconcerted
little-
look on his face.
he was in his little home office. He was like, I don't know, this latest one, it's kind of not doing so hot. My Super Mario Brothers movie review, not doing as well as I thought. Maybe I should just throw it in here. Then he gets a message on YouTube, and just completely reinvigorates him for years to come.
I must keep going.
It is funny that Channel Awesome, like that whole website was built on the fact he couldn't upload 5-second clips to YouTube anymore, and he's like, "I'm over it. I'm building
I
an
just remember
empire."
when I went to the website. There was like a PayPal link, and like a very passive aggressive message. Like, this isn't some little side project that we're starting for shits and giggles. This is a serious business venture, and we need your help.
I guess
think
it
I
was.
even
for-
asked my mom for her credit card just to like give them $5.
my God.
Doug Walker needs it, Mom.
It's like, no, here's the deal. I'll give you $5 in cash, and I'm just gonna use your card to give this
Oh
person.
my
$5.
God. Oh.
I don't like Doug
If
Walker.
I had given him that $5, who knows what might have happened.
I don't like Nostalgia Critic anymore. He stopped doing skits with his friends. There's not stories in the reviews anymore, so I hate them now.
Yeah, where's all the story reviews?
They don't stop.
Where's
They don't
the-
stop the review for 5 minutes for stories anymore. They just do normal reviews right now. It's like, what's the point if he's not gonna stop the video for 5 minutes to talk to like his friend dressed like the Lorax? What's the point?
You know, the subject critic used to be about story.
Nostalgia Critic used to tell timeless stories, amazing characters, great lore, and now it's just about reviews.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
Yeah,
team
he
up.
always had the vibes of like one of those kids who like never left their hometown. That I was like checking out a Nostalgia Critic at like my early 20s. And it's like, oh, you're still doing this like exactly as you were 10 years ago.
No, it's different now.
I
He's
think
got
it's like the Cat in the Hat.
he's got Tamra and Malcolm.
Yeah,
he just said
it's
he
like-
doesn't though.
It's true.
He's like holding a little book for kids very sincerely. It's like, this meant something to me as a kid. It was about a
Oh my
cat
god.
who made messes and got messy.
Does he
Took
do
it and
that?
made it into something.
did.
Yeah, he like gives a very long speech about
Yeah.
what the Cat in the Hat means to them.
I
It's
watched-
like, man, it's not that deep.
I
It's a
watched
cat
this
that makes
video.
messes.
I do remember that. He's like sitting with
And
one
like
of his.
Tamara's like playing a little girl, and she's like,
Yeah.
I want to see your version of the Cat in the Hat critic.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I remember.
We all remember this? I don't remember
Now
this.
he like stands up to like the CEO guys who like are ruining Cat in the Hat, and the baby one's like, "I want to see your version, critic," and he's like, "Me too, me
And
too."
this is the era that you're like mongering for.
Yeah,
You came into Feud Friday. We do Feud Friday where we watch Family Feud clips, and you're begging specifically for that era of Nostalgia Critic where he did the skits.
That's the funniest one. It's like now he's just boring. Now he just does normal reviews. I miss when he was like the wise sage character in these stories. He's not like a wise sage anymore.
You need like the keys jingling in front of you.
Yeah, I need him to do his like Lorax review where like he's like in the cartoon world and like
In the cartoon.
and the CEO guys are like,
Did he stop because of the wall? Was that when he stopped?
that's probably it. He
I'm
probably
sure that didn't help.
got made fun of so much for the wall. He stopped doing story reviews.
We
I
got to
live
get
an
off this soon.
an exciting life. I'll just wrap up here, but I live an exciting life of living in Milwaukee, and I work in Chicago. So just at home, I have a non-zero chance of running into the Half in the Bag Red Letter Media guys, and then I go to work, and there's a not zero chance of running into Doug Walker or going past one of the little parks for kids that he
You're
and his
living the dream.
friends film Suburban Nights in their underwear.
Are you hoping one day you'll see a bunch of people in their underwear at the park someday?
I
Well,
really
that would
am.
be very
Like
good.
I always kind of peep out the train windows. It's like, oh, maybe Suburban Nights 2. Maybe this is the day.
He doesn't even make movies anymore. He's nothing to me.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't think anyone can afford to make movies with him anymore.
No, but you can make it with Tamra and Malcolm and Brad Jones. All three of them.
Oh my god.
Three of them.
Go fund me. A GoFundMe to get Gatorade and Popeyes for catering.
the three amigos.
What's our next
Lion
topic?
King.
King. Yeah, great discussion about Peter Griffin and Fortnite. So
Yeah.
there was a kind of a cool thing that happened this week related to Super Mario Brothers. Not any news, but it's like a cool. Nintendo does not like to reveal development details on games a lot. They're very hush hush. We're not going to tell you anything we ever do, kind of stuff. But the guy who designed Waluigi, he has an Instagram, and sometimes he'll post stuff, and out of nowhere, he just posted this 3D model like, "Hey, here's Wa Peach. We pitched this to Nintendo, and they turned it down because she didn't have a partner character for tennis. That was the only reason they turned her down. And then like 24
Why
hours
didn't
later, and then 24 hours later, He took the tweet. He took the post down and locked his account because I don't think he was supposed to talk about
Oh
it.
no.
He couldn't talk about development details for this game from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nintendo just sends a heavy to his door. Let's take a walk. Got some things to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they seem like they hold on to stuff with like the idea that maybe they'll do something with it. Like maybe, I don't know. Has Wa Peach been doomed, or as she's also was possibly going to be called Preach? Has Preach been doomed? Are they going to say like, oh, we can't use her now because now people know about her?
Yeah, like I said, Nintendo is super weird about that. They've only released like one Mario art book ever for Mario Odyssey and no other game. They're very much like, we have to keep all our ideas like closed off because we might use them again someday. They can't even like let them out to like see if people would want those ideas someday. It's like, no, we have to be ready for them. Kind of,
Yeah.
they have a very weird mentality. They don't like gluing people into how they do things. Like, compared to like, I don't know, like Sega, it was like, yeah, here's like every sketch we made for Shadow possible.
Yeah.
He has a knife
They're waiting
here.
for the next console in case the next console continues their streak of being a bomb. It's like, okay, we got to just get out whatever we have on the back burner. Let's get out Wa Peach. Let's get the Wa Peach game.
Yeah.
To get people to buy the Switch U.
Yeah.
We do have a few. The designer of this character dropped a ton of like info about like of ideas he had for her for this character who was being made for a tennis game, which I think is kind of funny. She's the princess of a fallen kingdom. She is younger than Princess Peach. She's like a teenager. She would have bossed Wario and Waluigi around because they're losers. There was like a lot more. Like he had like 3,000 like comments he made about like questions people asking about. But I think the funniest is the only reason Nintendo didn't approve this idea is because they didn't have a pre-established character for her to be partners with in tennis.
Right.
It could have been Boshi, someone said, but like
I just think it's funny Nintendo's like so pedantic about like, we can't use this idea. She doesn't have a tennis partner.
I think there's also the case of like you can't really have someone boss around Wario.
I could boss around Wario.
I guess. I mean, I could see it. It's like a funny, you know. It's like
At least
comedic.
in that era.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
But I don't know. It's a very interesting. I mean, this was something people knew about for a while, right? Before this was revealed.
Yes. This character was pitched originally for Mario Tennis 64. The tennis guys were always at it. And then later they did it again for Mario Tennis on the GameCube, and it got to the modeling stage. And again, the only reason they turned it down this time was because she didn't have a tennis partner. Every character in that game came in like doubles.
Just imagining a big Nintendo rulebook. It's like, no, there can't be a duplicate unless there's a tennis partner.
Right. I mean, it's a very interesting design. Like, it's not at all, I think, what anyone expected. Like when the concept was like brought up, like as something that was scrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it
looking
was
this up now because I hadn't even heard of this until this podcast.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like the cap or whatever she's wearing looks like a Sega Knights character or something. Like it kind of like stands out on its own from like how the rest of the Mario characters would look. So
Yeah.
It's also like I think the cap is like probably like designed based on like what was her name? How do you pronounce her name?
I know what you're talking about. It's like the anime. There's like the pretty lady, and then there's like the Wario and Waluigi looking guys. And that design trope has been used like a million times in anime.
Yeah, the Yada Man.
Yeah, the Yada Man.
So this has deep cultural roots.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's cool. I guess. I mean,
Nintendo will absolutely not act on any sort of popularity this character gets because that's not how they operate at all.
No.
If this happened like Sonic, it'd be like, okay, get her in the games now. Like kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, that's the name. But I mean, remember there was like the whole Eggette fiasco, and even though she's not a canon character, we ended up with a character like Sage, who's basically Eggman's daughter.
Do you think that was inspired?
Who's to say it wasn't?
It's possible, I guess.
They can make a new Wa Peach, and they can buy any similarities to the old one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I like seeing. I feel like we haven't got like a big like Nintendo behind the scenes accidental leak thing because like COVID when like somebody leaked all their internal files and we saw the model for Luigi and Mario 64.
Yeah.
Hell was
Oh.
real. That was the big deal.
That was
Yeah.
huge. That like completed like an arc of my childhood. Like okay, he was there. It was
Right.
real the whole time. He just wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things where like you just realize how much power like Nintendo wields. It's like, oh no, we never had a Luigi. I don't know where that rumor started. It's like, oh yeah, here it is.
It is like in the version 0.9 development file for this game.
Right.
I can only hope some more rogue ex-employees give us more things like this.
That's really the only way we'll get anything at this point. Like just across all media, just
Yeah. Right.
like what was it? The Kingdom Hearts, like the animated special.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the episode.
8 Crazy
Oh,
Nights
yeah.
animator.
Who cares? Here it is.
And he got forced
Like,
like
I almost died.
he got forced to take that down later. I'm pretty sure. But it's out
He,
there
like,
now.
almost- yeah, he said after a near-death experience, he would be really sad if like that work never was like released.
Is the leaked early Shrek test animation still up?
I think so. The one that came out like this
Whether-
week.
Whether it's up
Yeah.
or not, I think at this point we all have it.
Right. And once it's out there, yeah, it's out there. They can't make us undiscover this.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's out. I just looked it up. It's still up there. I guess it's not really something they would care about hiding at this point. Like, oh no, the Shrek test footage is out there.
Yeah.
Gonna make our company collapse. Nintendo would think that, but I don't think DreamWorks would care.
Jeffrey Katzenberg punching a hole in his wall.
Damn it! They know what Shrek might have looked at one point.
Cancel Shrek 5.
Nintendo did that once though, like with a Star Fox show, didn't they? Like they were making a stop motion Star Fox show for Netflix, and it got like leaked that it was happening, and they're like, "All right, cancel it."
Yeah. It must not
Like,
have been very good, I guess, if they just did that.
But I feel like in the past like year, there's been like 3 different announcements on like a Legend of Zelda movie, and I wouldn't believe that every time someone gets out, like they actually were working on that. It's like, nope, it's done, it's over. Tom Holland, you're not going to be Link.
Tom Holland's
They found out.
Tom Holland's been called back on and off for Link like 8 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put on your pointy hat. You're back in the game.
We've changed our mind. Miyamoto's got fucking the Morbius guy on the team now.
Mario box office is in. Things are looking green.
Can't wait in 2029 when we're in the theaters watching the Pikmin movie.
Oh hell yeah!
And-
Pikmin played by who's
Captain
playing
Olimar's
Olimar?
dad is disappointed in him.
I think you're plants. Anything?
Like instead of nuts,
Yeah,
I think you're plants.
yeah.
Yeah.
Plants versus zombie.
Olimar actually
Jack
hates
Black is-
carrots.
Jack Black is King Bulborb, or whatever the big Bulborb is called.
His name is Emperor Bulblats.
Emperor Bulbax.
Whoa.
I knew that. I'm old.
We need to move on. Ryan's getting a little.
I'm gonna go psycho mode if you get another Pikmin name wrong.
What's the guy
Ah.
everyone hates? Gooey,
Louis.
Chewy.
Gooey.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Chewy.
Don't
Lumpy.
hate
No, his
Louis.
name is Lumpy.
Lumpy? It's like the fourth stooge.
Uh,
We don't hate Louis.
I hate
like-
Louis.
Ooh.
Well, that's your problem.
Then you
what is
turn.
our?
Oh, then you walk in. You turn around. Louis like hearing this conversation. You're like, Louis, no, I didn't mean it. You got it out of context. Save
Just-
it.
I was talking about Louis C.K.
Stop it! I'm done.
Leo had one of those. We'll get there.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that. I was like,
Oh yeah.
my smile.
Probably
I
the
had
thing
a
that made me
huge
the angriest
smile.
about a movie that was otherwise a very comfortable 3-star movie.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about
Oh.
Wish before we talk about Leo? Because only one of us saw it.
I think we could talk about Leo first. I mean that to better understand what Wish got wrong. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
All right. So all of us,
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
watched the new Netflix's best performing movie of all time, according to some articles. Leo,
Oh yeah. I
Adam-
believe it.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's Leo, sure to be a new classic. He was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I've got a synopsis for Leo.
Okay.
Just in case. I want to get everyone caught up to speed here. So yeah, if you haven't heard about this movie, I'll give you a little rundown. Here's my little half in the bag rundown.
Okay.
From the co-writers of Hotel Transylvania, it's Leo. This 2023 action thriller film stars Adam Sandler as Leo / Parthiban, a mild-mannered cafe owner in Himachal Pradesh, India. Trouble is abound, however, when, after fending off a gang of murderous thugs, Parthiban becomes entangled with a drug cartel, identifying him as an old gangster named Leo Das, who had been pronounced dead years ago. Can Party prove his innocence of identity and return to his comfortable life in the cafe? Find out in this new exciting new installment to the Lokesh cinematic universe. It's Leo,
And it's
2023.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is this some like AI Google result thing where like they made up a synopsis by putting like Adam Sandler, Leo, and an AI bot? Like, yeah, sure, I'll make a movie for you.
No,
That was
I
Leo.
watched.
That's
That's Leo.
That was
It's
Did
Leo.
you watch it?
I must
Leo.
have watched the wrong movie.
Hold on. Let me look it up. Leo, 2023.
Well, no, I'm worried. That's the Leo I watched.
Yeah, that's. I got it right.
That's Leo.
Oh
Let me
my,
get you the poster. Let me get you the poster.
I'm
from
googling
IMDb.
Leo right now, and this is all I'm seeing.
oh my god.
There.
Okay.
Leo.
Is that Adam
came out this
Sandler?
year.
Is that Adam Sandler in the poster?
I know
He's
he's
a man of
kind of
many
older
faces.
now, right? Yeah, I mean we've seen like Jack and Jill. He played a woman.
Mhm.
You can play an Indian.
Oh my
No,
god.
he can't. All right, here it is. Here's
You try
Lee.
telling him no if he wants to play an Indian.
What was that thing he said? Like, what was the movie he made that everyone actually liked? He's like, if this one doesn't do good, I'm gonna make bad movies again.
Oh, Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
That one was insane. That had me going.
Like,
Oh.
it's like, if this one doesn't win an award, I'm making bad movies again.
It's Leo.
And everyone thought that was going to be Hubie Halloween, but I'm a Hubie defender. That was a good.
I
movie.
actually like that movie too. I mean, we can get into that, but
Hubie
Wait,
Halloween chat.
not as good a movie was Hotel Transylvania.
he's a man of
That
many
was
good
that was
movies.
before Uncut Gems, so this was
Okay,
his next chapter.
Okay,
let's talk about the real lizard.
let's talk about Leo on Netflix from Adam Sandler.
All right, I've seen a lot of tweets from kind of like Toonie Tyler type accounts that are calling this an instant classic. Chris Pratt proved everyone wrong with his Mario performance, and Leo is fantastic. Do you think Leo? Let's just get this off the bat right now.
Okay.
Do you think Leo is a new instant classic?
Maybe.
No,
I mean, I'm I'm not a parent or a child of parents, so I feel like I can't really say for sure. I mean, maybe this is a smash hit. I mean, there's like, it's got the emotional scenes. It's got jokes for the kids. It's got jokes for the parents. It's doing really well on Netflix. Maybe this will go down in history.
Let me ask. Do you think years from now we're gonna be talking like, okay, the animated classics? You got Lion King, Iron Giant, Castle in the Sky. That's a weird one to pick from Ghibli, and Leo, like the four big ones.
Ryan, I think you're ignoring the fact that Despicable Me is absolutely on that list now. Like whether you want it to be or not,
I
it's
guess
on that list.
so.
It
and
is.
you're discounting the fact that Leo is obviously going to get a sequel where he breaks the internet.
I accidentally
The big sad lizard sitting on a pile of bugs.
I accidentally uploaded a video of myself talking to the internet.
I used to think Life in the Cage was too small, but then I thought it was alright. But now I think it's too small again, and I want to go to the internet.
What's the turtle sound like? You can't go to the internet, Leo.
It's just like Bill Burr's normal voice.
Yeah, I can't believe he gave that
what's this
turtle that
internet
name.
thing?
Can't believe that's the turtle's name.
Leo, I don't think you can say those words on the internet.
What? You gotta
Well, what's the big deal?
What's he doing in the second movie?
I got canceled.
What's all this about? Kids love me.
Yeah, how would he deal with being canceled? We can't get into that
We're
yet.
not
We
even
need to like.
talking-
Leo notes app apology on Twitter.
We haven't even talked about the movie. We just talked about a
Leah.
hypothetical movie where he says a slur.
Okay. I mean, where do we start?
It's gonna happen.
Okay, I already mentioned this from my description of it. But it does have co-writers, Adam Sandler and someone else who wrote
Robert
the first
Smigel.
two. Robert Smigel, who wrote the first two Hotel Transylvanias.
And I mostly know him from TV Funhouse, which was like the animated Saturday Night Live, like skits, which aren't always good, but I know the ambiguously gay duo is kind of what he's famous for.
Oh,
Which is why I was
okay.
surprised that he had to pivot to kids animation, like the Hotel Transylvania stuff.
Hold
Uh-huh.
on. Animation's for everyone. That includes Hotel Transylvania.
Animation is cinnamon.
Of course, no.
Animation is cinnamon. Yeah. This is kind of our first. I'd say the first. This is a musical, and we haven't
Yes.
gotten an animated musical from Adam Sandler.
I'd say it's a half musical, and I'm sure.
Yeah,
we'll
it's like
embellish
a
upon that.
reluctant musical. I wrote this down. It takes place in a musical world, but sometimes it just chooses to not really participate in the musical. Like there's at least
Which I think
two
is one of my favorite jokes.
yeah, there's at
with-
least a couple scenes where.
Yeah.
Which one are you thinking of?
The one with the dancing clocks.
Yeah, that's a really funny one.
Which
the-
it's the dad. It's the dad of a character, and the main girl just decides not to participate. She goes to her room, and
Right,
it just cuts
yeah.
back and forth. So the dad is still singing a song,
Yeah.
and we're not getting
Yeah.
the full song. It's just kind of coexisting with the movie.
yeah,
Can-
I thought that was pretty good.
Can I ask an earnest question?
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Is there a single song in this movie you would listen to outside of the movie?
No.
I could not tell you the rhythm or tempo of any of these songs after watching the movie.
What about there's like that really sad one.
I like
Ciao,
I-
Papa,
the
ciao, Papa.
that's
That
not
one's pretty good.
it's not from Leo.
There's like one sad song that's literally just doing like when I was 17, but it's like 12 different characters just talking about something that happened to them when they were kids.
My name is Dan, and
That
my
song was
name's
sad. Come on,
Rose.
that
It's
song made you
sad, but it's like,
cry.
yeah, okay.
Remember the lullaby?
Did it?
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
singing
the
this
Leo
because
lullaby?
The lizard made you feel
Yep.
that way.
It was okay, and then he kind of just starts crying, and then it's like, okay.
What's,
And I
Yeah,
kind
it
of
goes
just,
like, wah, wah.
what's
yeah,
the
I kind of know. I just like, no, I would never have any sort of peace if I tried to listen to like any of these songs again.
what's the one where like the drone kid? I thought that song was like almost okay.
I
That
mean,
I
that's
actually
a bit,
don't remember.
I think
That
that
was-
was the animation style change. Like whenever the
Yeah.
animation style changed, I was like, oh, okay, this is
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah. I will say there. I mean, what's the story of this movie? I thought. What did you think of the story? You know,
It's
What did you-
cute. It's
I thought it was sweet. Like I think this is definitely like an Adam Sandler as a parent kind of chapter of his
yeah.
right.
career, because this is right on the heels of You're So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah, which is also on Netflix live action with like all of his daughters, and it's a very sweet movie. And this is kind of very much in
Mhm.
line with how do you give good advice, but also like navigate what being a kid is in 2023.
Yeah, and his daughters are in this movie. Oh, that's pretty cool, right?
I was surprised by like how played straight a lot of the sweet moments are. I'm like, okay, what's like the stupid joke gonna come in?
Yeah, when
Don't-
does he fart?
Yeah,
like,
when is he,
when
like,
they're crying?
Art
When the
or
girl's
something.
crying about her dead grandpa.
But like they play a lot of the emotions parts like earnestly, which I did actually appreciate.
I was pleasantly surprised by how not farty it is. It's mostly like reptiles peeing as kind of like the toilet jokes, but other than that,
Mhm.
it plays the emotions pretty close
Yeah.
to the chest.
I thought it was pretty. I did like a lot of this. Like speaking of like the toilet humor, which there wasn't that much of. I thought it was pretty. It had some good laughs. I think. There's a drone character. When I first saw the drone, I did like the Leonardo DiCaprio like pointing and whistling at the screen thing, because I love me some drone humor in like modern animated comedies.
I think the drone has my favorite joke where it's asking to be removed from a group chat.
Yes, the drone. So the drone is like an actual character. So there's this drone that follows this kid around. It's the trope of like the kid who's like with the overprotective parents. So the drone is like a literal like helicopter parent, kind of like always like combing his hair and kind of controlling what he's doing.
Mhm.
And that was kind of unexpected. I guess the drone humor usually doesn't involve a talking drone. I guess.
And if we're wanting to talk about like our favorite humor or jokes, I think Jason Alexander kind of surprisingly like plays a dad, and it was kind of surprising because like it's not obvious that it's him right away. It's like very more restrained instead of like Duckman or the Gargoyle from
Right.
Rushback.
Oh,
Honestly,
like, is that him?
when I was
It's like, oh
when I
that's
was
him.
watching, I was like, it's the kind of thing where I was like scratching my head, like I knew I could recognize him, but I didn't realize who it was. It took me a
Right.
while.
Going back to that dance with like a bunch of clocks with like arms and legs.
That
My
freaked me
favorite
out.
joke that I think caught me off guard is like when it wraps up and like everyone's like, oh, that was pretty good. And his wife's like, honey, are you gonna tip the clocks? And he doesn't. And all the clocks just kind of like walk out of the house all miffed and disappointed. So
Yeah.
they clearly exist in this world. They're going home and they're not getting tipped. And
Right.
it's like, oh, that was a very bizarre avant-garde joke that caught me off guard. So there's some of that peppered in throughout the movie, which was a nice surprise.
The freaking mutant kindergartner characters.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get a picture of those. We need to show
Yeah,
the
that was kinda
kindergarten
insane.
characters,
Which is
on the
very
screen.
Recess, like the Disney cartoon, where like they're a different kind of tribe of kids.
I almost expected to see more of that. But the kindergartners is fine.
It's a
They're
little
pretty
weird.
funny.
Like they got this like kind of funny little art style joke for the kindergartners, and then like the rest of the movie looks like a medication commercial.
Oh
I
yeah.
love medication.
Oh,
Yeah.
come
It
on.
was funny, like when the PTA like has a then versus now, where it's like, look at what your kids have grown into, and it like has a transition from like the monster kindergartners to like a normal CGI kid, as if it was something that just happens in this world as a maturing. So
Right.
me describing
like
does new
how
justice, but
in
like when you see
Gravity-
it visually, it's very funny.
Right. You got to see Leo. I think is what we're saying.
That's the big.
You
That's
gotta
just
see
that's
it.
just
You
the point
gotta
here.
see Leo.
It's like
Around the Thanksgiving table, all everyone could talk about was Leo. It was
The kids,
you
they
want to
were
talk politics,
obsessed.
talk Leo.
this is
Oh.
kind of like the bit in Gravity Falls where like kids just have like 4 fingers and the adults have like 5, 6
Right.
even.
And then it came back to like bite them because there was a plot point that someone had 6 fingers.
Oh,
Like
boy.
certain characters already had 4. I want to talk about the animation a bit more. It was kind of funny watching this. It's like I don't think we get movies that look. How do I word this? Normal, like this that much anymore. We really moved on to like that kind of like everyone's trying something like kind of unique and stylized, or Disney's putting a filter over their animation. Kind of approach. The Fortnite filter over Wish, which too. This one looked like very normal. If that makes sense, it's like a very normal looking animated movie.
I kind of see what you mean. There was nothing like super stylized about it. Like even Pixar, I think usually goes a
Yeah.
little further
Yeah,
to stylization.
Which I think
than
is
this.
again weird that it's a musical because most of the sequences are literally just the kids standing around in the classroom and singing instead of
Right.
like any really established choreography or doing anything fun with the scenery.
Yeah.
what's that movie John Lasseter made for Apple TV? Luck. Kind of looks like Luck.
Luck. Yeah.
Oh,
it does.
Oh,
Like it's not
That's-
bad animation, but it's just like, yeah, this looks fine
it serves
in every sense.
It serves what it's doing.
Just not in a
Um,
cunty way.
Doesn't have Illumination's beautiful new lighting rendering engine they use in all their movies, but
Right.
Doesn't have the
um,
Mario movie money to do that.
does it have Migration's beautiful future of animation like lighting engine?
I have something about this story that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
I thought, does something feel a little weird about it? Like, like for a little bit, the movie's just like Leo just being nice to the kids.
I mean, kind of want
he's
to
just
be a
kinda-
father figure, so
he's talking to them very sweetly. He's giving them like all the best advice. It felt like they were like buttering him up, really. I mean, okay, well, we didn't even get into like the driving force of Leo is that he thinks he's gonna die, right?
Just
He's
like
been
that.
alive for
Just like that Hey Arnold episode.
right. He's been alive for 74 years, and in this world, when a lizard turns 75, they die. Which I looked it up. The species he's based on, I think, does have a very long lifespan. I thought it was an iguana, but it apparently isn't. So
no.
you win that round. Though they're technically, actually, the species of reptile he is not a lizard. I wanna make that clear.
What is he? What is he?
I gotta look it up. It's like a class
Whatever
of
it
reptile that
is.
is like a cousin of the lizard.
Whatever it is, come Christmas, everyone's gonna want one. When Leo
Right?
comes
Yeah.
out.
Don't give little Leos as Christmas presents if you're not ready to handle the responsibility.
It's like
I'm not a
75
toy.
years
I'm a
commitment.
75-year commitment.
Yeah, exactly. He's a twatara.
Anemone.
Twatara.
Okay, that was my second guess. Yeah.
It's a reptile endemic to New Zealand. I wish I would have liked if Sandler threw in a little Kiwi accent onto it. Maybe. Let's see him try that. No.
Just
But
imagine
basically-
like the director, like, oh, the lizards from New Zealand. If you want to try that, and just Sandler shaking his head. I'm not gonna do that.
I think what would have been better is if he said, "Oh, I'll do that," and then it turns out terrible, and that's what we get.
It's a Shrek situation. Where it's like, no, this has to be the voice. Spend whatever you have to fix the character animation. This is the voice now.
Speaking of voice, what did
Yeah,
you
can we talk about this? Yeah,
what do you think of Leo's voice?
Adam Sandler. We there's a lot of discussion about like celebrity voice actors, and so a lot of the problem people have is like people coming into the booth and just kind of doing their normal voice.
Not Chris Pratt though. He proved everyone wrong with his Mario voice. Everyone was
Right,
put to shame with his beautiful performance.
We're all put to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So is that?
here's my take.
Yeah.
So I seen movies where Adam Sandler's like doing a voice, some sort of voice
And
before.
Dracula.
He does a lot
Yeah.
of those.
Now,
I think he's
Dracula
good
was
as Dracula.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really good as Dracula, but there's like I can see there's like at least like a few cases where he's like, yeah, he's actually doing a voice. And it's like that works. I mean, of course, I remember Dracula's voice because of Adam, so yeah. But then there's also the case where it's like, girl, give us nothing energy. It's like, what was that called? Little Danny, where he was like the son of a
Little Danny?
devil or something like that.
Oh, little Nicky.
Little Nicky. And he's just doing this voice, this kind of voice, this in the entire movie because the lore is that he got hit with a shovel and he only could talk
Mhm.
like that now.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
His mouth is like half open.
You don't like Whitey?
Popeye's chicken is awesome.
Yeah, I was kind of getting to this that like I think Adam Sandler has the exact opposite problem where he's like he can do voices, but he's bad at it. I would rather he didn't sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
what? I will say the one exception is A Crazy Nights. Like I knew obviously right away that he's Whitey, but I had no idea that he was Eleanor for the longest time.
Yeah, I watched that movie recently. That was, I mean, really annoying voice, but it didn't just sound like the kinds of voices he does. Dracula, like we said, is the really big exception, I think, where I feel like I'm not thinking about him doing the voice.
Mhm.
Like in this, in like Leo or Eight Crazy Nights, I could just picture him in like the booth, like making weird
Straining
faces.
his neck. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The whole time.
Do you think he tried a more annoying voice for like Hotel Transylvania and Gendy walked in like, you can't do this, man?
I don't know. I don't know what the special sauce was for Dracula.
Because like it's an inclination, but it feels natural and can like match the emotional swings of the plot.
Right. It's not like you're watching the scene where like the protagonist is getting explained that his parents died in a car accident in like the most like ear-piercing voice imaginable.
But did you like Leo's voice?
I mean, I
I'm hot
think
and
it
cold on it.
it kind of fell into that same issue where it's like
Oh, okay, I did it.
just constantly.
Like I think when he was just like talking to the kids or giving the advice, like the more laid back scenes, like it sounds like he's really got that flow. But for like the really over the top, like, oh, this is incredible, which is like in all of the trailers and actually is in the movie. I was like, yeah, this is a guy who's just straining his neck to do a wacky voice.
We were trying to play Boss Baby car game on our Roku the other night because I found it on the Roku app, Boss Baby car game. They made us watch 2 ads before that, and one of them had Leo in it. The part where he goes, incredible! You're like all burst out laughing.
Yeah, it's very much he I think he does excel at the like my nephew is in my lap voices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that just can't carry a whole movie. But yeah, I mean it could have been, it was no Whitey. It wasn't Whitey bad. I mean, if you haven't seen 8 Crazy Nights, I'm going to talk about it a bit later because I also watched that this week.
Big Adam Sandler week.
I'm just looking at things I wrote down while I was watching it. Cloaca humor. I just had to write that down. I feel like if you have an animated movie with like a reptile or a bird in it, you need at least one like cloaca joke. We got that in there.
Crash 4.
Oh.
You got Groucho Marx. Got a Groucho Marx face. Kids love that.
Didn't even
When
know
was that? I actually don't remember.
It's like when he's like counting on his like fingers and toes. He's like, "Oh, I wish I had one more thing to count on." And like the Billboard turtle, like has a little stick that he's using a cigar. He's like, "Oh, he hasn't counted on everything," which is like supposed to be like his penis, and he like does a little eyebrow wiggle, and the camera like zooms in on him. Like, what? I was talking about his tail.
So let me kind of rip this bandit off. Would this movie have been better if he died? Leo spoilers, by the way. Leo spoilers. If you haven't seen Leo, leave right now. We're gonna get into some Leo spoilers a little bit because I think I really wanted to get into this when I finished watching.
What do you mean? You say that like no one has seen Leo. I mean, I guess we should do it for like the 3 people who haven't seen Leo yet.
Right. I guess all of us in here right now have seen Leo. So
yeah.
And if you haven't, pause the podcast and watch it now because you gotta see Leo.
Pause the podcast, then come back to this video. Okay.
We'll still be here.
You watched it yet? Okay. Good.
Nice VHS bit.
Yeah. See, did you?
I do have one story fix that I would have done, and I think that was the whole, oh, you can't tell the other kids, I only talk to you, was just kind of needless and just kind of creates conflict. Like, what do you mean that you were cheating on us with the other kids?
That was weird. Like, this movie had like an obligatory like third act breakup liar reveal scene. All the kids leaving, and then
like,
and the one kid that like trusted him the most. The one kid that trusted him the most is like about to leave, and gets in the last word, and Leo's like heartbroken.
Yeah. And I think they had conflict enough where like the substitute catches Leo talking and kind of abducts him and overtakes his whole thing. Like that would have been enough for like kind of the third act conflict. Like you didn't need the kids kind of deciding they hate the lizard who gave them great advice just because he was giving other kids great advice. Also, he's a talking lizard, so give him a little slack.
I feel like there was a moment there where I thought they were just gonna be like, oh, that's okay, because like it felt like he was given like a pretty good like reasoning, like I just wanted to make you all feel special. I'm a lizard, and like my mind was like, okay, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's understandable, we get that. But then it kept going like, oh no, they're just
all like in unison agree to just kind of give Leo the cold shoulder, which is very.
If I'm a 5th grader, I'm giving the talking lizard some leeway. I'm sorry, like these kids are stupid. I don't know what's wrong.
I feel like
with them.
I would be the kid who's like, hey man, I get it. I think it's so really cool that you talk to me. Yeah, some other kids there on the side. I get it.
Yeah. Oh my god. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
Leo dying.
What if he died?
Right.
Now,
So this whole
is
whole
this-
movie.
Is this a hypothetical, or do you just want him to die?
No, I'm saying this whole movie, he's being like so sweet. He's giving all this like really great advice. It felt like, and I know I made this comparison to something else, like in a very recent episode. I don't remember what it was about, but it really, I'm serious. I really started thinking of the Family Guy episode where Brian died, and like the first like 10 minutes of it are just him like being like so like appreciative for life. Saying,
Oh,
isn't it
then
just a beautiful day?
Another lizard comes in called Polly, voiced by Polly Walnuts from The Sopranos.
I'm glad you brought that up. That's the funniest part of that Ryan Griffin dies episode, I think, is he just goes like, isn't today just a beautiful day? A once in a lifetime day. On any other day, I'd be inside sitting on the couch and you'd be inside doing the adventure. But today, we're outside. We're out in the world. It's a beautiful day.
Like that was a Vinny joke, right? I think that just simmered with me. Was that a joke about
Was it
Vinny?
Finny? I thought it was Polly, but yes, that was the joke. I
Okay,
beefed it.
okay. No, it's
by the
fine.
way,
It caught up to me.
I-
It caught up to me.
Really quick, I had a tweet that took off, but for those who don't know, I had a live Brian Griffin dies reaction at a job where
Oh, yeah?
it was a Firehouse Subs. We were closing, and sometimes we would just like put on Fox in his animation nomination, and my manager's like watching fixated as Brian Griffin is hit by a car.
Like it's
And
like, like
She
it's
just goes in the most sincere voice, "No, no." They're like the episode. The episode
hand over the
What,
mouth,
was that
like
for real?
watching the towers go down, like that kind of
Essentially.
reaction.
The car hit Brian!
Like everyone
Now-
in the workplace just gathers in like a big circle, just
Do we
watching
do
the
You
know
know,
what
TV.
go home
Killed
early.
Brian?
Let's lock up early. I can't make myself.
What are you saying that,
Take this
Rosa?
shift.
Do we even know who killed Brian Griffin?
We don't. They have not revealed it yet.
Like they're
No.
going to.
Yeah, you know, that'll be the finale of the show.
Seth MacFarlane just has an envelope in a desk somewhere that has the name of the killer.
Do not open until finale.
But I think
Freddy Fazbear.
I think my favorite thing about Brian Griffin died is I think there was episode listings like the week he died about him being in
Yeah.
later episodes.
There was like episode titles with his name in it that season. So yeah.
It was like when the characters died in Endgame, and it's like, well, there's a new Spider-Man movie coming
Yeah,
out next year.
it's like wow.
Yeah.
It's like I wonder what's gonna happen to Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, as if they would have killed Spider-Man anyway, but yeah, I mean,
Oh,
like
I don't
you were
feel
saying.
so good.
Hey, kids, could you get me an ibuprofen or something? I feel a little lightheaded.
But yeah,
Spider-Man
as
watching in horror as Leo disappears.
I like the
As I was-
moment where Leo held his hand, his claws out to me, and says, "Let's take ibuprofen together."
You and me, kid.
that's great, Rosa.
I do think it had a really great message where he sings a song to a rich girl, where the whole message is, "Your
Oh,
family
yeah.
may be rich, but you're not so great,"
Yeah,
which
I'm
all
not-
rich kids of the world should hear.
yeah.
a whole
Honestly,
song about like you ain't shit.
that's the scene with
Oh,
Flo from
maybe
Pro-
we're
Pro-
not so great.
That scene had Flo from Progressive in a family portrait for some reason.
That's right. Every kid's favorite.
Yeah, that's how you know she's famous.
You ain't shit.
Speaking
Is,
of the product placement, I feel like we haven't touched on the product placement, which is a staple of a Happy Madison movie. But
Yeah, of this crap. that he-
it's like, okay, yeah, a bag of Cheetos, that's to be expected. But when
Yeah.
it cuts to the bag of Cheetos for like the fourth time, I was like, okay, we get it.
There's a Nintendo Switch that appears briefly. That was
Wow.
like just an actual Nintendo Switch.
I had to
Kinda
see
like-
this movie now.
Kind of like the Game Boy Advance that appears in 8 Crazy Nights. I think it's a little callback.
So
you know?
like,
that some kind of etch a sketch?
yeah, so like,
Yeah.
fuck, I lost it for a second.
It's okay.
I was gonna say something about like Tommy, something about pulling the plug.
What? Pulling the plug on Leo? Leo's in like tiny little Leo's like in a hospital bed, like
like B movie.
yeah, like they're deciding if they should pull the plug on Leo,
Well, the last
the
will
kids.
testament of Leo does say no resuscitation.
and
Like
like
Sonic says, what if they pull the plug on Leo?
and then like all the kids are like arguing like if they should pull the plug on Leo, and like the turtle
Make it
rolls.
an interactive, like a choose your own ending to Leo, where you can vote yes or no on pulling the plug.
And right when they pull the plug, like he breaks, like wait no, and then
Oh, and he just like the idiot face that he does when he gets scared in this movie.
and then one of the kids when he dies goes like awkward.
But yeah, I was kind of like thinking, like, is this movie just going to be him being really nice to a bunch of kids, and then he dies, and then they all talk about how much they loved him? I don't know. I mean, I guess I was thinking kind of like when this movie ended, I was kind of thinking of like, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio a little bit,
Yeah,
maybe have that sort of message, like where like Leo's narrating, and he talks about how like one day, Squirtle had to bury him.
Yeah.
I got a little teary-eyed. I came to that call. Remember, Ryan?
Hmm?
I was like a little emotional. Did you
Yeah.
remember that?
Are you talking about Leo?
It's
Or...
a sweet movie. It's
No, I'm talking
Wait,
about
what
Leo.
were-
I
what
was
were
getting
Pinocchio?
emotional imagining if Leo had a similar ending
Oh,
to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
So you were crying over imagining an ending where Leo
Well,
dies.
no. They
I was
built it
imagining
up.
an ending like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying they had all the build up. If they went for that, I think it would have given me. What am I saying? Go ahead, Blake.
I just like the idea of you watching this movie and then going, "Oh man, what if he died?" Like
That's how much I liked Leo. That's how much.
I
of
think
an
once he
influence
starts
had on
like
me.
talking to the substitute, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be like an ending of Roald Dahl's The Witches, where she's like, okay, I'm a really old woman and you're a lizard, so what if we just kind of die together and just spend
Okay.
the rest of our days hanging out? Which I thought would have been sweet, but I think your ending would have also been a very touching, profound way to tackle death.
I kind of like that idea of like, he just goes after the kids betray him. He never sees them again, and he goes to live with the old woman.
They have to
Yeah.
live with that guilt. That has to sit with them.
Yeah.
you all are describing a movie much more
You
bold
killed
than Leo.
Oh no! And then the kids like show up when they find out that like he's on his deathbed, right? And he's like,
You came back?
Squirrel like has a
betray
phone.
you?
I just got a call from the Everglades. Leo's dead.
Hey, we need a scale of like movies that are like more bold than Barnyard and less bold than Barnyard, and Barnyard is right in the middle because Ben, his dad dies in that movie. Like if a character doesn't die in a movie, then it's less bold than Barnyard. That's the scale.
Did no one die in this at all?
And Leo has to be singing "I Won't Back Down" by Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I won't back down. He's singing that.
me up in the gates of hell.
He like turns around to the street like, "Go! You got to escape!" And then all the evil alligators start walking towards him as he like wards them off.
Oh my god, the evil alligators.
Would you like that if Leo defended the kids of the evil alligators?
That would be like his ultimate like advice, like to part with. Like, I don't know.
I'd like to see Leo
ultimate
play at
sacrifice.
go to the Ara turd.
You know
What?
what we're doing right now? We're just describing a new movie we made up about Leo. Like
Leo too.
like oh,
Let's get on
it.
What if Leo was like a really bold movie about like death and confronting it and like Leo dies and it was to grasp it. Like,
Leo the Last Wish.
we're describing like a really bold like animated movie and not like this talking lizard movie that we actually watched with singing
just saying,
clocks.
all that depth
I don't
was
know.
there. All
It's like,
that depth was there.
All right, Leo should have died though. I agree.
Yeah, maybe they'll do that in Leo too.
I feel
and,
beyond that. Like it's just a very like cut and clean movie. Like yeah, there's a talking lizard. He teaches some nice lessons. It's got a happy ending.
Very
There's
simple.
songs.
And
You don't remember the songs.
I will never watch this again, but like if I had like a kid and they wanted to watch this, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm fine with this being on.
Uh-huh.
Not Secret Life of Pets 2, where I'll like fall asleep.
If I put on Leo, will you shut up?
It doesn't mean anything.
Like if my kid like asks to turn on Space Jam 2, I'd be like, we're not watching that. But if they ask for Leo, like, yeah, you know, we can watch Leo. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
We're gonna raise a
Can't
Leo
believe
kid.
Ryan has kids.
Yeah, this hypothetical kid scenario I'm making up.
Someone in chat wants us to put baby Leo on screen, by the way.
Oh,
It'll
sure.
You
look
know,
good
I'm-
in
I'm
her
kind of
brand,
like-
I'm sorry.
Imagine
I'll
looking over
get
here,
baby
like,
Leo.
you know, I'm kind of like Leo. I'm kind of giving you good advice and guiding you through life. Do you kind of see me as your Leo? The kid's just like, you're not funny.
Oh.
I want to be like a parent who like refuses to let their kids watch like they're like, oh, I want to watch Minions. I want to watch Minions. Like, no. We watch Pixar movies from 1990 to the early 2010s only in this house.
You know, 10 years ago, that was me, unironically, and I look back on that cringing. Like, I have, like, Facebook posts like, Secret Life of Pets is just meant to babysit your kids. It's aping off of Toy Story, and there's no real story to it, and...
Don't bring your kids to Incredibles 2. That's for us adults only. Leave the kids at home.
Where the heck is baby Leo?
Like,
I'm like scrubbing through.
There were
the Netflix
flashbacks with
icon.
Baby Leo.
We flash back to 75 years ago and we see baby Leo. I can't get off this. Was it before the texting, everyone's texting each other scene?
it's the part
PTA meeting?
it's the part where he realizes how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's before the fire drill.
Okay, before the fire
Speaking
drill.
of, I feel like
when-
kids... I feel like kids didn't have an undercut in 2003. That was the one kind of nitpick I had in the flashbacks as someone who was alive and in school in 2003.
Oh, there's
Now,
a.
if
I
you
was
weren't
keeping my eyes peeled
alive
for that.
and in school in 2003, would your
Don't even
opinion be
listen to this
different?
podcast. You don't know shit about Leo if you weren't alive and in grade school in 2003.
Leo was
gosh.
for the adults only. Leave your kids at home.
Oh my gosh, I'm zeroing in on baby Leo. Yes,
Take the shot.
take the shot.
It's a time travel movie. We have to go back in time and kill baby Leo.
I've got him in my sights. All right. Come on. Oh, my screen capture did the thing where it like stutters. Okay, just keep talking. Keep talking about the boundless discussion surrounding
Squirtle, right?
Leo.
We love Squirtle.
Everyone's sitting in complete silence as he finds baby Leo. Like, it's making it
No,
really
no.
awkward.
Okay.
Servers are overloaded as everyone is trying to look at Baby Leo.
Everyone just can't stop screenshotting baby Leo.
Baby Leo is
We're aware of the Baby
trending.
Leo problem, and we're trying to meet the demand.
Oh. You know what problem I have with this movie? There was no part where they talked about Leo like trending, right? Like that should have been a plot point. Like
Leo's going viral.
yeah, you
Yeah, they
know,
film a video of
viral.
like Leo dancing. That's what the blonde girl should have done. For her
Just
TikTok page.
totally going viral.
I hate pedal dance.
I guess that would have been like bad messaging because kids aren't allowed to have TikTok in 5th grade.
Of course I floss. I brush my teeth every day.
How is Leo so sagely, by the way? How does he know so much if he's been living in a cage? Like, they established that he doesn't have an education beyond 5th grade or before 5th grade, so he doesn't know his ABCs, but he knows like specific like 5th grade history.
No, like he paid attention to like the kids. He's like emotionally
His shared
wise.
experiences from the kids,
That's
yeah,
Baby
like
Leo.
Okay. Okay.
He's even in a diaper. Can you believe it?
A diaper.
Okay, baby Leo versus baby Lyle.
Lyle Crocodile.
You know it. Like there's any other.
I mean, do we have any confirmation?
What if they had a collab?
do we have any confirmation that baby Leo can sing? We don't have a.
Leo
Do we,
versus Lyle, Dawn of Justice.
I mean, if adult Leo can sing, I mean, he had to get that from somewhere.
okay, but what if he didn't start singing until he's like a teenager?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll get back to you in Leo 2, the prequel. Rise of Leo.
My mother's
Leo
name
Origins.
was. My mother's name was Martha too.
Good Batman v Superman joke.
That was the joke. They even made it in Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Yeah.
That Titans Go for the movie.
That's a good
Remember?
movie. I like that movie.
Remember it?
Picture my booty up in 3D.
I do remember that.
It was the only source for 2D animation in the theaters for at least one
Kids
year.
asked their parents where babies came from.
That's pretty funny. I guess the last thing I have written down here about Leo that I should mention, there's a scene at the end where he's kind of like relaying the message, basically. Like he's telling the kids, like,
We all have our problems. If you're feeling upset, be sure to reach out to someone and let them know how you're feeling.
I thought he was gonna like plug like a suicide hotline. Like actually, for a split second,
That's meant to see.
I thought there was gonna be like some kind of like
I
tie-in
know you
or
think you
something.
gotta jump off this bridge, but you don't.
It felt a lot like educational like after school like specials or like VHSs.
I just wanna. After the movie, it like cuts to a psychologist in a chair, and it pans.
Yes!
And Leo's in another chair.
Yeah.
I'm here with a very special friend to talk about something that's not so funny.
Oh, you gotta say the Leo voice. I'm gonna talk with a friend about something that's not funny.
Thank you, Leo.
Hey kids, we all had a lot of laughs today.
That's what this movie did. Oh my god! What was the movie that did that? Was it the movie with the flies that go to the moon? Did that movie do that? Do you remember? Do you know what I'm talking about? The
I know
movie where the
you're-
flies go to the moon.
Fly me to the moon. I don't know if they do it in that movie.
I think that movie. No, that movie had a segment at the end with Buzz Aldrin talking about how like you can't actually go to space or something.
It makes me so sad that Buzz Aldrin just like do anything for a paycheck at that time. He's in like Transformers 2, like, oh, from one space traveler to another. It's very nice to meet you, Optimus Prime.
Really? Oh
Mhm.
man.
And Optimus Prime is like crouching down to shake his hand.
Okay, I just
I
looked it
would've
up.
loved to see all that.
I just looked it up. This does happen in Fly Me to the Moon.
Thank God.
You're not wrong. This,
Oh,
That's a movie I haven't thought about since it came out because my computer had a virus at the time that would bring up pop-ups that played a trailer for Fly Me to the Moon.
you poor thing. Oh,
I'm not gonna see the movie.
unfortunately,
also-
he doesn't talk to the flies like our hypothetical Leo scenario, but he is
yeah.
there.
We really do need like First Lady Jill Biden like in the chair in like an expensive looking room, and Leo's in a very equally like large chair.
You really are the first lady.
Thanks, Leo.
It's validating to have Leo see that.
He goes, "Don't worry, the spaceships are super sanitized. This could never happen. This movie is slander." Yeah, I guess he wants to clarify that like there's no flies. There's no way a fly could make it inside.
That was his
spaceship
clause. If he's
accidentally.
gonna make an appearance in this movie, he has to make this statement.
Yeah.
I need to make it abundantly clear: flies can't go to space.
We at NASA take this very seriously. There's no flies in the spaceship.
I'm
It'd be
also
funny if
reminded.
it happened, but it's not.
I'm also reminded of the Three Stooges movie where they had the guys come out at the end telling you not to poke your brother's eyes.
Don't poke Snooki in the face.
It's
These are
the,
all props. It's all fake.
it's the fakest movie ever made. I think it's the Three Stooges movie with the
Doesn't exist.
with the Jersey Shore cast.
And Larry David
my
as a
God.
nun.
Sonic.
Now I got a question about the Three Stooges.
Yes,
Okay.
How does Jersey Shore affect the lore?
the Three Stooges lore.
I
Yeah.
think the only effect it has is that that specific movie specifically takes place in like 2011.
I
Okay.
think you shouldn't.
I think the Three Stooges are like Doctor Who. Just whenever one dies, like someone else regenerates as a stooge.
Do they all have to die at once? Like, do they? Does it not happen until they're all dead?
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm saying.
total suicide pact.
Okay.
Same thing for the ghosts in Casper.
Oh
keep
my
you-
god. Have we, have we
I hate Casper. Anyway,
have we talked about Casper on this show?
I have.
I don't know if we.
No, I definitely have because I went on a
Oh,
rant.
and you
and I
make
was-
a
He's the
Nickelodeon
lamest
stream.
character in his own world.
Yeah, I went on a rant once. I was like, Casper's the worst, like old cartoon character guy who's like lived on, like to this day. Like he sucks. I hate Casper.
It's like you're
There
telling
was-
me that there's these three ghosts who just exist to be bastards, and the show is about the ghost who just wants to be friends with everyone.
Right.
This is stupid.
There was like Casper
Well,
Mania.
that's just in the movie. To be fair,
Yeah, let's not slander the good name of Casper.
Yeah, you can't. Don't take into account anything.
Casper might be listening. He might be in the chat.
Anything Yogi Bear does in his live action movie doesn't count.
It doesn't count towards the death battle. That's not a canon power. We're only looking at the Hanna-Barberas. There's so many Casper movies though. I watched one that I didn't even know existed. They would just those were so easy to make. You just needed like the CGI. You need the 4 CGI ghosts, and the rest could just be like a live action kid running around doing stuff that has nothing to do with Casper.
There's like one Christmas one with like really bad early thousands CGI, and I only know because it was on the Chicken Run VHS, which I like watched religiously, and it always ended with like, take this coupon to Baskin Robbins for like a free Casper Sundae.
Yo, Casper Sunday?
And I was like, oh, I want that, but I don't want to watch the movie.
So you just never did.
I never did it.
Some things just aren't worth the risk.
The Casper Sunday is like just plain vanilla ice
Also,
cream.
country singer Randy Travis was like a character and sang new songs for the Casper movie, so that was a big get for him.
I've been talking about Casper the Friendly Ghost for so long.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
guess
friendly lizard, friendly ghost. There's an overlap.
Yeah. Okay, I got nothing else.
Final thoughts on Leo the movie?
I think we've been on it for too long.
Yeah, like I said, a very very comfortable 3 stars. I'll probably never watch it again, as is mentioned. But I had a good time. I had a good fun time when I watched it.
Yeah. If this, would you say? Well, I'll ask. We'll get back to Leo when we talk about Wish. I think.
You just go into Wish
do a
right
little
now.
comparison.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, should that be our next topic?
Yeah. That's the 2 movies that came out very recently. So, Blake, you're the only one here who saw Wish. What did you think
In
of
the world, not just on the podcast. In the world.
Probably true. What did you think?
Now, what's funny about this? I did ask you if you wanted to be on this show like a year ago, and back then you had told me that you had just watched Strange World. So I think we're seeing you really know how to pick them here, but
Oh yeah. And I
yeah,
did clarify, I do have tradition. I've seen every Walt Disney animation since Hunchback, which I think is the first movie I can remember.
mhm.
So it's more of just committing to the bit than actually wanting to see the movies at this time. But
Oh, you didn't want to.
I think I saw I saw the early box office number. It's like, okay, if I don't see this week, it's literally going to be gone in 2 weeks.
It's
And
going
if I
to the
want to
Disney
win into
vault.
any conversations, I've got to see this in full.
You didn't want to see dinosaurs in theater?
Oh, Dinosaur Singular.
Yeah, dinosaur singular.
Yeah, I did want to see Dinosaur Singular because it had that big trailer that was like the pterodactyl flying over the big majestic music. But then you see the actual movie, it's like, oh, what if a dinosaur peed on a monkey?
Oh, you didn't like the Love Monkey?
The love monkey.
Did you like
Oh.
Love Monkey?
No.
They should just not
There's been
release.
some stuff came out about him that I'm really trying to step back and reevaluate my relationship.
Right.
The Love
I mean, it
Monkey.
turns out-
but
Basic.
I have distanced myself from the Love Monkey.
It turns out basing your whole persona on like, your womanizing skills as a monkey, lands you in some
remember-
bad
That
situations.
was just the style of the time. They had to have the horny character and everything.
I remember having like the Game Boy Color game, and I couldn't comprehend what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's right. I had that too. It was terrifying because it gave you like a game over message, like you forgot Vinny, or whatever his name was, and it was like this really distorted like image of the Love Monkey. And he looked scared. It stressed me out so much that I never got past the first level.
Why would they? I can't even comprehend this game having a Game Boy Color game.
Blake,
Anyway, what'd you
Blake,
think of
yeah.
Wish?
No, how much time do we have? Because there's a lot to unpack on Wish.
We usually go for about 2.5 hours, so you got time.
Okay. I guess first off, just me and one other couple that showed up 10 minutes after the movie started. And to be fair, this was like a 9 p.m. showing. Like, it was the only evening showtime for this movie. So, understandably, it wasn't crowded, but I was still surprised that it was that empty in, like, the first Discount Tuesday since it came out.
Oh, no.
Did they immediately start like getting up and leaving the second the credits started?
No, they were into it more than I was, because like I'll
Okay.
talk about this more, but like her main character, her friends are all the seven dwarves, like dwarf sonas, like it's modern versions of
Wait,
them.
really? I
Yeah,
didn't get that.
and there's a
Wait.
lot there's a lot to talk about here.
Okay.
So it's all seven dwarves, but like millennial versions in the movie. Like there's a grumpy who's like a short gay best friend, who like when the main character's like, "Oh, I've got this big job interview today." It's like, "Well, you're probably gonna fail. That's life."
Oh, he's like
And it's
the
like, Gabor,
Illumination
don't be so
Grinch.
grumpy. hmm There's my favorite, Sleepy Simon, who's just like this big guy who's like always sleeping, and they're like, ever since you turned 18 and gave your wish away, you've always been sleepy. It's like, yeah, you bum us out, and the whole thing is like, oh, I don't mean to, and he feels really self-conscious about himself, and ultimately betrays the characters midway in the movie. Sleepy
No.
is a traitor.
Oh no.
But like when the little star character that's meant to sell toys like comes down and meets her friends, the star like looks at Sleepy. And he's like, "I make you sad. Why do I make you sad?" It's like, leave this guy alone. He's sleepy. What's wrong with being sleepy?
I think we need to cut to the chase here. What did you think of the goat?
I hated the goat. I knew I would hate the goat.
I've seen a few reviews for this movie. All of them mention hating the goat.
I knew from the
Man.
get-go I would hate the goat, and I was vindicated. Especially like during the big showstopper song about how we're all like made up of stars, and it's like these really big kind of Greatest Showman style lyrics about how we're all made of stardust, and he just interjects by like shaking his head going, "So that's where all the balls of gas come from."
What?
Like they just needed
Like-
him.
Yeah, like balls of gas,
Oh.
like stars, but also it's farts because he's shaking his butt.
Oh.
So they got to throw that in there.
I'm just confused about why that character exists, because like they already had like the star, which is like way
And he's
cuter.
constantly doing DreamWorks face. Like I feel like we're at a point where we shouldn't be doing that in any movie ever, and it's so blatant.
Because
I think
the star is cuter. Like it's cuter already. Like it's gonna sell. There's gonna be more star plushes sold than like goat plushes sold.
Mhm.
And like you already got your cute mascot character there.
And
Why
that's
do
the
you-
thing is like people who are saying it's good are like, oh well, the star is cute, but the thing is, it's trying so hard to be cute to like have you latch onto that. I couldn't stand it. Like it was, I don't know.
no.
Like it
Well, I
wanted
mean,
to be the genie.
Ryan, stop putting dinosaur monkeys on the screen, please. If you're gonna fill the screen with images, fill it with the movie we're talking about, please.
I would have rather watched the dinosaur monkeys than this movie.
Ryan, you can't just like every time you're bored and we're talking about something you don't know anything about.
No,
You can't just keep putting up
I guess-
random images.
I just looked up the wiki for him. I just that's it.
Please,
I'm
show some
sorry.
restraint.
Keep going.
Please.
Keep talking about Wish.
That's the other main thing is like the villain voiced by Chris Pine, who at the start is just like a perfectly okay guy. Like I feel like if this movie had been a success, there would be like a hashtag Magnifico was right going right now, because like he seems very reasonable. He's like, oh yeah, I'll grant one wish every month. And the main character who's like trying to be his apprentice is like, oh well, this is my grandfather's wish. He wanted to inspire the next generation. He's like, well, that's a nice wish, but he might inspire a revolution or revolt against me. So I can't grant the vague wishes. And she's like, you're evil. And that kind of response is, no, I'm not. I grant wishes. And he has kind of a character break where he's like, maybe I should just pick up the big evil book that I promised I would never pick up. That real.
That's where you go wrong. Right?
He sings a passive aggressive parent villain song about how he lets people live rent free, and he's just trying to be a good guy. And I think I saw a tweet that was like, it's if Imagine Dragons wrote a Disney villain song, which is pretty much accurate.
So you're saying you did not like the music?
Oh no, I wish I did, because like I do love musicals, and like I feel like even in the weaker Disney movies, at least like the songs stand out. But this just isn't my style of music. Like again, it's like it's something you would hear like over a Pinterest board, like with like pictures of like gentrified
Oh.
restaurants.
I mean, it makes me feel any better. Like I've seen reviews from people who are also musical fans who all say the same thing. Like it's like it's not very Broadway sounding, which is what Disney usually does.
And I looked up the person who wrote the songs, who I haven't really heard of, but like is a musician, but not like a Broadway musician. And I feel like that was a gamble that maybe didn't really work out. But
Yeah,
going back to the king, my most interesting part was like he is married. He does have a queen, who I think maybe shouldn't even exist at all because they've been married for decades. But like as soon as he turns evil, he's like, well, he's evil. Got to get rid of him. and like starts collaborating with the characters to basically like thwart him.
Right.
And do we care about Wish spoilers?
No.
I don't.
No.
Okay. He gets trapped. He becomes the magic mirror. Like I saw a post that's like, oh, they're trying to make a connected universe. They're not doing that. It's just very overt, not subtle references to better Disney movies because it's the 100-year anniversary. But he becomes like basically like trapped in the mirror that is like the magic mirror. And he's like, "Oh, help me get me out of here." And she's like, "Let's put him in the dungeon on the wall." I'm like, "Lady, that was your
What?
husband. That was your husband. Aren't you sad?" And
Yeah.
it cuts to like a sequence of like where they are now, like a passage in time, and you hear like random citizens like, "We didn't need the king at all," as you say in normal scenarios.
This is such a Paw Patrol movie. From
Yeah.
everything I've heard about it.
I
I should
heard
have seen Paw Patrol the Mighty if it were still in theaters.
Ooh.
I should have snuck out and gone to see the Mighty. Lights,
That's
Camera,
true.
Johnson's favorite movie.
Yeah, not every
Mhm.
10-year-old is gonna hate you.
I was gonna say I've heard that from a lot of people actually. The Paw Patrol comparison seems apt. I've heard a lot of people describe this movie as very babyish. Like Disney movies are things like kids can watch, but like they tend to lean a bit more family. Like the whole family can watch a
Yeah.
Disney movie and enjoy it. But I've heard generally this one is very like for the kids, which is rare for this company.
Yeah.
It's a weird decision for.
Well,
did
it's
they
like
really?
even in Strange World, I was like, well, at least they're trying something different. They're trying to do the big sci-fi action adventure, even if it didn't work out. So I can respect that. But this is very much just like if you put every Disney movie like into an algorithm to try and create the perfect 100-year celebration, and you like get something that feels like it went through a grinder instead of like made by a voice or a creative mind.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if it was just like they put a lot of pressure on this one to like represent the brand because it's an anniversary movie that it just.
And I was even like looking at interviews, and I think like Chris Buck, who like has directed some really great Disney movies. It's like, oh well, we knew we had to do something special for the 100th, so I pulled out all the archived art, and so many of them had the wishing star. And it's like, no, it's like 3 movies. It's like, so we really had to go back to the wishing star. That's what connects everything. It's like, what if instead you just focused on making a really great movie that stands on its own instead of a celebration that no one's going to remember in 20 years from now? Like, no one's going to think of 2023 as the 100th of Disney. It's just going to be another year. I don't know.
I was talking about this with a friend. I'm surprised they just like make it like a fucking Mickey Mouse movie or something like the 100th. Like, yeah, like that's a safe bet. That's Mickey Mouse's first actual movie.
Yeah.
But I also,
Yeah,
What that even be about?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Disney is like afraid, like they're fine with like Donald and Goofy getting more depth, but I think they're scared of like giving Mickey Mouse like more depth, right? Like a bit more to him, like that might like affect the brand forever. But like with Goofy, it's like, yeah, sure, you give him a son. Sure, yeah, Donald can go to therapy in the new cartoon. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the short they made this year.
It was sweet.
That was pretty cool.
I
It
like
lost me a bit with
when
the employees like talking about how great Disney is, but aside from that 30 seconds, I like the rest
I
of
like
it.
the scene where Mickey's like looking at the photo of Walt's like, haha, gotta go. It wasn't even Walt. It was Yuji Naka.
Yeah, can we get the gif of that scene? Where he's on the wall at the Disney studio.
I like that short too, but like that part with Walt Disney, I can't take it seriously at all.
Now, Ryan, you say
Kinda-
they're afraid of giving Mickey depth, but I have a little image for you.
Shut up! Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. Can't wait to watch that. I can't wait for
that has
Goofy.
the popcorn maker. Yeah,
I'm
that's one of your
so
bits.
excited to watch the popcorn scene every year.
Man.
But
Now this movie looks better than that, right? Like it's not that bad, right?
Wish.
Yeah. Wish.
It looks fine. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of different minds where they're trying something, and I can appreciate that, but they're still not going that full mile. And I think part of it is just these movies take so long to make, and I respect that, which is why I hate to go full critical because I know like how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into movies of this scale.
Right.
I feel like in the time that it went to make Wish, and like, okay, we're going to do this, it's going to be different. They've just been trailed by every other animation studio at this point. Like even Trolls 3, which I haven't seen, like at least that visual style and like the things they do with like the textures and the rendering and the color, like infinitely more visually interesting than what this one is doing.
Disney got like very, I think, and this isn't like a hot take. Somebody else said this. They've gotten very comfortable with their in-house style, and I think that's made them fall behind a bit because like
which they spend a lot of money to make, and it's like, okay, this is it. We're stuck with it.
Yeah. That's kind of caused them to retroactively fall behind everyone else now because like like Sony's doing crazy shit all the time. DreamWorks is doing a lot of experimental stuff. Illumination's there, but like it's like they're falling behind a bit in an era where like people are starting to like get a bit crazy, and I think they realized that like partway into the development of this movie, like okay, we need to like do something. So they kind of came up with this like halfway watercolor thing. And I hate to pull Puss in Boots out because that's like the obvious comparison you would make, but like Puss in Boots did that watercolor style too, but like it looks like it was like something like they thought really hard
Puss in
about.
Boots looks like it was there from the beginning.
Yeah,
it was like fully integrated.
Yeah, and like they even changed it, like the way the humans look in like
right
the short movies.
Yeah, this one is very weird. It's like some of the backgrounds, like it does have really like great scenery or like establishing shots, but then it, like cuts to the characters. It's like from a distance they kind of like have those like watercolor speckles, but like close up it literally just looks like the Big Hero 6 roster.
Yeah.
Just those like facial structures, like Dopey Stanton is literally just Fred from Big Hero 6.
Disney loves loves big nose guy character.
Big nose guy character, big eyes girl character.
Remember back when Big Hero 6 came out, and then people were pointing out how Honey Lemon looked like. What was her name?
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. Yeah.
We've gotten so much use out of that base model, probably.
Yeah, and then remember when we saw the concept art, and they actually wanted to be like,
unique, like not the Elsa. Yeah, I mean that happens so much with like Disney in particular. Like you see the concept art, and there's like, oh, the artist had all these ideas, and like I'm sure they get put through the ringer hard. Like no, this is gonna fit like the merchandising plans we have for this movie. You gotta Barbie, you gotta like Rapunzel it up a bit.
Right.
Like, which I can understand, like on both ends, because like I see some like the concept designs for Elsa, which is just like so much going on, and people are like, oh, the whole movie should have been like this. It's like, no, it shouldn't have. This is very cool to look at like on a still, but as a moving piece, it would have been like so distracting and just too much going on. Like I think like the coat that is like made of like living minks, like conceptually that's a really great idea, but I don't know if that would translate to like an entire movie.
Right.
I think there's a discussion to be had about this in chat. I just think there's a discussion to be had about Disney's same face with characters. Like they've gotten better about it. Like I don't think anyone in Kanto, for example, looks like Elsa Anno, but that was a problem they were having for a hot minute there. I mean, especially compared to like their guy characters too.
Yeah, I think they do have an issue with just kind of the quirky female lead, which this one falls into. Like I really can tell you like anything that like distinguishes this character from any of the heroines from the past films.
I mean, they tried to do a new type of girl protagonist, and what was it, Raya the Last Dragon? But it was also
Raya the Last Movie Ticket.
That's true.
Raya the Last, yeah. Too bad it was that movie. I hope they don't. I hope that movie not being good or flopping doesn't like discourage them. Like we can't do this ever again.
It can.
I think that might have the worst message of any Disney movie when I saw that in theaters.
Yeah.
It was about
like,
trust.
oh, you should. Yeah, you should trust everyone, including the people who actually did betray you and kind of killed your dad. What if you just trusted her more?
Maybe they're lucky no one saw that. So they didn't have to get an earful. Yeah, I mean, do you think... Does it feel like this movie is like a tipping point? I mean, is it like hard flopping?
Oh, it's hard flopping. Like if Strange World last year didn't set the bar so low, this would be like their worst disaster.
I mean, especially
going back to like the early 2000s days.
especially for something they're like really pushy as like their big 100th anniversary movie
Yeah,
too.
and it's a princess
and
movie.
the fact that it's the princess musical, which even the lesser ones usually turn a profit, and this I think isn't even going to clear like 50 or 60 million domestic for anyone who cares
Yeah.
about numbers, which is pretty bad for this kind of film.
It's getting cleared by Trolls 3.
Yeah.
And I think it's no coincidence that we literally don't know what the next Walt Disney Animation film is going to be because they haven't announced it yet. Just the fact they're making 2 more Frozen movies.
Hey, good news, everybody. I work in Disney,
Okay, yeah. What do you have to say?
and the next Disney movie is we're doing a remake of a
Okay.
rare Disney film called
Yeah.
Manhattan.
What?
Woody Allen's Manhattan?
No.
Oh.
I think they're gonna hit the big red gigantic button, and we're gonna get gigantic back.
Guys, one more time. We can make it. What was the other one they
They
had?
can
Like,
finally pay off that Zootopia joke.
Yeah.
what was the other one from like Pixar that had? It was like Leo the Lizard movie.
Newts.
Oh,
Newt. It's gonna, guys, we're bringing back Gigantic and Newt. It's happening.
Jason
how we
Bateman
have-
get back in the studio to be the Newt.
We have 8 dinosaur monkey images. With, like
People
one wish
one-
image.
Why
So-
not 9?
Someone paid $2 for me to add more monkey images.
Can we get a picture of like Chris Pine or something, or the goat?
Yeah.
The goat. So that, I
yeah,
mean,
but-
yeah.
So, like, do you think they announced like they're working on thinking about Frozen 5 already? I forgot about that. But like,
Oh yeah.
for real, do you think like this one like just like beefing it completely? That's a weird way to describe it. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
impressing.
I'd say it's apt though. It's beefing it.
Yeah. You
I think
this-
if it were critically and like I don't know, the fact that it like has an actual rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which I know you should put a lot of
Yeah.
stock in, like is kind of killing any chance of it having like legs or branching out from word of mouth. Because even the people who are seeing this movie, like yours truly, aren't liking it or telling people to go watch it.
No, critics are always wrong. They spread lies about the Mario movie.
Yeah.
It's evil critics. Yeah, it's interesting because I think they can't ignore the fact this one like flopped.
Yeah.
Like this has gotta be like a shakeup internally. Like they gotta be like having like
Oh, absolutely.
a meeting every hour about this right now.
And
They're
I
having
don't think
meetings
they're
about a
going to
lot
take
of
away the
stuff.
right lessons is the thing. I think they're
Oh,
going to
boy.
just double down on sequels and IP instead of really taking a look at why this didn't click and retooling anything original. Just because going off Bob Iger's recent statements, I think he's only going to make things worse.
What did he say? Movies are focusing too much on messages.
We need
Yeah,
more
on messages and
we need more
just kinda throwing more of the
executives.
creators, under the bus and
Oh.
like, oh well, maybe we made too many sequels, but the sequels that we make now we're going to be good because we're only going to pick the good stories.
Just a little more executive meddling. Then we'll get this all sorted out.
It's-
Just a little more.
It's kind of funny. They're going in the like opposite direction. 'Cause, like Pixar had that problem where they were making too many sequels for a bit. I think like even they acknowledged like
Mm.
we're gonna be done after this for a bit, and they made Lightyear anyway. But I also feel like
I feel so bad for Pete Docter just in the position he's in now because I think he even like in a recent interview just kind of shrugged and said, "Yeah, sometimes we got to make the sequels if we want to make the other stuff."
yeah. I always got that vibe from Lightyear. That's like okay, Disney was like you have to make this like kind of situation. Like I could kind of tell because I came out around the same time as like Turning Red, and you could tell like Turning Red was like someone really wanted to make like it was like a story they felt really passionate about, and Lightyear was like okay. We need Buzz Lightyear on the shelf right now, kind of situation.
We need to make sure
Well,
the
just to be
kids
clear,
born
that-
now know who
Mhm.
Toy Story is.
That wasn't Buzz Lightyear the toy. That was the man that the toy Buzz Lightyear.
Oh
was
my
based
god.
on.
Right. Don't we look stupid?
Where's that picture of Andy in the theater with all his toys? It makes me so mad.
What a loser.
I
Right.
hate that picture. In front of all his toys.
bank to the movie theater, Mom?
He's taking up like 3 seats. It makes me so mad. I think I think someone at Disney, like a higher up, thinks we care about Andy more than we actually do. Like, oh, Andy loved this movie, and Andy's gonna be back in the next one. It's Andy,
You know,
guys.
At this point, let's go with Tim Allen's idea for a Toy Story 5 where it is just a grown-up Andy trying to get his toys back.
Yeah. Just completely
Like you
gloss
don't
over.
understand. This was the best Potato Head. This wasn't like the others.
That
He
they should
sounded
do
like
that.
Don Rickles.
They should do that movie and have it end with him realize that like the things he had as a kid, like he just liked them because he was a kid.
He's like, he's like starts playing with Rex. He's like, oh, I'm having so much fun. And like after like 3 seconds pass, like, oh man,
This sucks.
I'm
Yeah,
40.
his kids look at him like, why are you playing with a piggy bank? You're just kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess this is kind of lame. And he throws them in the trash. And then we get the Toy Story 3 scene, and they actually die. Oh.
I don't get their obsession with Andy the character. Like
Yeah. Lightyear's really funny how that begins, where it's like in 1997, Andy saw a movie. Imagine like
It was his favorite movie. This is the movie.
It doesn't even like explain who Andy is. It's just this song about Andy.
It like expects you to know who Annie is.
Right. It's like Andy. Like, is he like a celebrity?
I'm just imagining Andy in the car ride home. He's like, and then Zurg was future Buzz Lightyear, but regular Buzz Lightyear was like, well, if I change the past, then my best friend won't marry a woman and have kids, and I'll change the past, and Zurg has to. And I was like, wow, it sounds like a good movie, Andy.
I want a toy of this.
Would a little kid in 1997 really like that movie?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something there they could have done. Like, I imagine Disney was like, you need to make this like serious kind of like thing. But I imagine if they wanted to,
No.
they could have made like a really
And
like.
that's not what a movie in the 90s would be like. It drives me crazy.
It could have been like something. I think it needed to be like really silly, like really goofy, silly ass movie.
He needs to be like listening to like Backstreet Boys or something. As Buzz Lightyear radio.
That's
pop culture jokes.
And that's
have
why
like the inside of the ship have like bowling alley carpet.
see, and that's why Trolls 3 took off, because they had the Backstreet Boys song in it.
Oh yeah.
With Lightyear, that's what Lightyear was missing. That was the
Take notes. Like so.
We talking about Wished.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to wrap up, I guess like, how would you compare the failures of Wish to the successes of Leo?
Maybe if the goat was doing the voice that Leo is doing Adam Sandler, it could have been saved. Big maybe, but
Maybe
my voice would be
Andy
like
the
Wish.
I would say also it is a very confusing messaging where it's like making wishes is great, but you should also work for the wishes, which they've already done with Princess and the Frog to a much better degree.
Yeah.
Because the movie ends with everyone getting their wishes back. It's like, oh yeah, my wish was to be a great artist. I should have just done that myself.
Right.
It's like, but you said the movie was about the magic of wishes.
Quick question. Do you think this was like pitched from the start as like the 100th anniversary movie? Like this started production as that?
I think it did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Because
ask.
the references are so ingrained that
Yeah.
it's like holding it back to a degree. Because like there's another dumb scene where like the king is like looking at the wishes he's not going to grant and like, oh, this family's wishing for the perfect nanny for her kids. Denied. It's like, oh, this man wants to go to a fantasy land where he can fly. Denied. And it's like, we get it. You're Disney. We love you.
Because I was gonna ask, like,
What do you want from me?
a point of discussion about this movie online has been like, why wasn't it 2D animated? That feels like such an easy win for like the 100th anniversary movie. Like, oh, we're bringing back the, and they say this like every year, like, oh, maybe we'll do 2D again. Oh, we're really looking into it this time, guys, and they never are.
And they even like mention like, oh, we're not ruling out 2D in our films, but it's never going to be another full 2D film. It'll be like Maui's Tattoos and Moana 2.
Yeah, it's weird because I know the reasons, because they've lost all their 2D animators. That's the reason. That would have been such an easy win for like the like, even if it sucked ass. If it was like a 2D animated one.
At least it would look nice. Like so much of the test animation, I feel, for these movies like always stands out above the final product. Not to put down the final product because it still looks great. It just has a different energy to it, and it's kind of another reason why like I found the Once Upon a Studio as fun as it was a little disingenuous, because it's like, oh, you love 2D, like isn't this fun? Most of these characters look like this, but we'll never do that again.
Right.
We have enough power for a short.
Right. Also, I did like that there was the entire Strange World roster in that short, which I have a feeling went into production right at the same time. Like, oh, kids are
Damn
gonna
it.
love Strange World.
They had a lot of
All your
funny-
favorites are here. Splats.
They had like
I-
every character from Ryan the Last Dragon in that. I'm pretty sure too. Like all of them were there.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I mean, they had them ready and rigged.
Yeah,
I mean,
the high fidelity models.
I think that's why there was so many Frozen 2 characters. Also, like we have the models and rigs for this.
Good
Just-
crowd fillers for the
Gotta
last
put
shot.
in the little kid who makes shrimp.
they dug out the dinosaur models. Like, ooh,
Maybe we'll just have these at the end. when they're
Dusting
really
off
far
an old
away.
file that says Aladar.
somebody said this
Oh my
in
God.
chat. Technically, the last 2D animated film from Disney was Bob's Burgers, and you're not wrong. I've liked Bob's Burgers more than most recent.
Deserved better.
I loved that. That's one of my favorite like theater experiences I've had
No, that was
recently.
one of my
was
top
really
films
great.
of 22. I saw it 3 times. That's great.
I saw it with like the moms of the audience, and they were loving it. And that's like
yeah,
the ideal experience for that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
A
getting
better musical than Wish, by the way.
oh yeah, I mean not wrong. Hey, but
I'm
speaking
still a
of,
little miffed that Sunny Side Up Summer didn't get the Oscar nom. Like, I would have killed to see that performed by the
Oh,
cast
yeah.
on stage.
Mm.
Gold.
No. They don't do the fun songs. It's always got to be the ballads now. It sucks.
Too afraid to let like Christian Wig go up on stage dressed as her character, perform a big number.
I'm such a bad guy.
Speaking of musicals, hey, see, you
What?
watched 8 Crazy Nights recently. What did you think of
did.
it?
Well, I've known about 8 Crazy Nights for years now.
Watch the nostalgic review, obviously.
I believe I did. What was that, like 2012? I don't know when that would be.
It was, I think it was the Tamara era, the Malcolm
The
and Tamara
Tamara
era.
era, 2014.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, that's the one that has the terrible Christmas song.
did he sing?
That
What were you-
opens,
Where he loves
it
Christmas.
opens with the lyrics. Yeah, it opens with the lyrics. I'm so full of Christmas semen. I don't know what it is, but it's hot.
Okay.
Can you repeat that?
So
It's Doug Walker in an elf costume. Like, it opens with, I'm so full of Christmas semen. I don't know what it is, but it's hot.
Oh, I think I have a gif of that, like song
Can you
right
repeat
here. No,
Twice was enough. I'm not repeating it again.
talk about 8 Crazy Nights, see.
We all
So, yeah.
heard what happened at
yeah, yeah.
Thanksgiving today.
for years I've never wanted to watch the movie.
Why not?
I guess I just had no compelling reason to, I guess. If you could believe it. But this year I got the 8 Crazy Nights bug. It bit me. And I was kind of like I should like maybe I should like just see what this is, you know? Cuz we have Leo coming out and that's sort of Adam Sandler's big return to the animated musical format.
You're too afraid to let Dracula sing.
Right. Except for like the dance party at the end. But
Oh, so someone using it from the edge of my sing.
So I wanted to see where it all began, you know. So I went back to watch 8 Crazy Nights, which is a like 2002.
2002. Yeah.
Yeah, 2002. Like, I think it's credited as the first Hanukkah movie, which probably isn't. That can't be true.
And the last.
And the last, it's the Hanukkah movie, I guess.
I'm so sorry.
What?
This is the
Oh.
Hanukkah movie.
Yeah. I mean, he should apologize. Adam Sandler should be sorry. And yeah, I guess this movie's like notorious, right? It's like, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I'm here to say, I can confirm, I don't think this movie was very good.
No?
It's
You didn't
it's
tear
not-
up when all the mall characters sang to him about his dead parents?
Yeah.
No, I didn't really. It didn't give me the Leo waterworks really.
Mm.
Do you
Which
just
I was
hate,
kinda
Check out
surprised.
Zugs.
do you
I was
just
hot
hate,
off the
like,
high of Leo.
You saying Rosa?
Do you hate like stores that sing to you?
Do I hate store logo characters who sing to me?
Yeah.
Every time I
Uh,
think about all the
Get to you
logos
right
coming
now.
to life, I can just imagine like Avengers Endgame level applause in the theater. As like the bra from Victoria's Secret is coming to life, the toy soldiers from KB Toys are coming to life, just everyone getting up and applauding.
Yeah.
Someone does
Yeah.
a backflip
A
in the
box of
theater.
candy from C's Candy.
It's I described it. It's like really shoddy feeling. It's I guess to use a trendy word, it feels very unserious. Like I'm watching this movie. So this movie was animated by the Iron Giant studio, basically.
And it's like distracting, isn't it?
It's the movie is beautiful. Like just from a pure visual standpoint. Like it's got beautiful animation with like comedy at the level of there's like I think there's like the first few jokes in this movie are like a burp joke and a fart joke.
I
There's
think
like a
every
poo
bodily
joke really
fluid
early.
is in this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
I know the deers like eat at some point.
Yeah, that happens. The deers poo on the snow.
But
They're laughing really hard and they're pooing.
potty ride.
And it's really bizarre watching a movie that looks that expensive, that is like treated like it's like watching a guy like wipe his nose with $100 bill. You know, it's like, come on, man. You gotta step
Which
it
is a
up
good
if you're gonna.
comparison because there's lots of boogers and snot. in the
Right, of
movie.
course, and like feces and vomit and urine.
It's all there.
It's
All your favorites.
It's got everything.
Endgame level applause for each bodily fluid that appears.
God.
But yeah, I think a big thing about it is that it's paced really weird. Like it doesn't feel important. Like I'm just really expecting this movie to like be a real movie. It just isn't. Just kind of stuff just happens. It's an hour long, and then it just leaves. Yeah.
Do you have any songs in there that you thought were bops?
I
Right.
would
Like technical foul.
I'd actually
I
say
think Technical Foul and Bomb Biddy are the two bangers.
yeah. I think it's actually it's got some decent songs. I think it does have a better soundtrack than Leo. So I guess
Mhm.
Adam
It's better
Sandler's
than
gotten a
Wish.
little rusty.
I'll go to bat to 8 Crazy Nights. Still better than Wish.
Wow.
Wow.
On the
Yeah.
music front.
Okay. Fair.
Does Adam Sandler still like do music? I feel like he was definitely like known
on his
for it
recent
back
stand-up
then.
special,
Uh-huh.
like from a couple years ago, like he did some like talk songs, which were pretty funny.
Okay.
One of them was like about how his mom's friend's son is moving to LA and wants advice on comedy, and he has to talk to him, and he didn't want to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
And then like a really touching tribute to Chris Farley, which is like very sweet.
Oh.
You think like Adam Sandler heard like Seth MacFarlane's like Frank Sinatra voice, like, well, throw in the towel. I'm not him.
Oh. I mean, I think
I'm
in
never
this
gonna get
movie,
to sing a song about boobs.
I legitimately had to look it up because when he like switches to his singing voice in this, it really sounds like so far removed from his like normal Adam Sandler voices.
It's not him, is it? It's someone else, I think.
Is it really? I
think
looked
so.
it up.
It's a big Leo.
I couldn't find anything about it.
But I think his wife does do her own singing as the love interest.
Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of like there are jarring moments where like he starts singing and it is like a very like singing voice. Man, I mean,
I think the mall is definitely all him, but that's because he's yelling because he's drunk.
right.
You labels and logos are wasting your time.
Now he does do a lot of singing as little Whitey.
It's dear
That's
Whitey.
true.
Whitey. If you don't know about Whitey, Whitey deserves.
What do you think of Whitey? Tell us more about Whitey.
Did he deserve the Dukesbury All-Star patch?
Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to find an image of him. I mean, I don't know. What is the implication that he was gonna like die in the next year, and that's why they need to give it to him.
I don't know. He looks pretty healthy, still going.
Aside from the seizures.
I'm 74. And lizards my age don't live that long. I gotta get to the
Aside-
Everglades.
Aside from the seizures, which are handled very sensitively.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah, Whitey is a case of like Adam Sandler character where he picks a voice, and I think no one around him had the power to tell him not to do it. So that's just what ended up in the final movie.
It's
The entire time he sounds like this. He's doing, as I like to call it, the nephew in the laugh voice, where you're trying to make like a 40-year-old laugh. And you just keep doing that, and the kid keeps laughing.
I guess he thought that would hold up for this adult
It makes
animated
me want to
comedy.
do the robot dance.
Oh my god, I wrote that down. That like made me scream at my TV. There's a part where he's like,
I want to do the robot dance.
and he starts doing
And they
the robot
actually do a
dance.
needle drop for Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
They do. That made me yell. I couldn't believe that. I was like, I was so mad. This movie is so expensive looking. You can't do that. You have to try harder, please.
I do have
was
a
poop
quick
humor.
story tied to this movie. And the first time I saw it,
Please.
I think I was 11 or 12, and there was a kid on my street. It was like, he's the only kid on your street, so you kind of hang out with him even though you don't really like him.
Yeah.
And I went over to his house, and he wanted to go hang out with some kids who were like skater kids, and I was not that. So he was like very politely trying to like tell me to just like stay at his house and in his room and hang out there. It's like, oh, I know. You want to watch a movie? I was like, yeah, sure. And he gets out 8 Crazy Nights on DVD because he was like one of the kids who had a DVD player in his room. Sits me down in his beanbag chair, and he's like, "You're gonna love this movie. It's hilarious." Presses play on 8 Crazy Nights, and he goes out to hang out with other kids.
What? He left
And-
you?
Yeah, he left me there, and I just watched 8 Crazy Nights for the first time in his room on his beanbag chair. And then, like,
Just waiting for something to happen.
he was gone for like 2 hours, so I think after it ended, I just kind of like watched the trailer, which was a special feature 10 times.
Are you
Oh,
okay?
And
You were
then
broken.
he came back, and he's like, "That was pretty good, right?" It's like, "Yeah," and I just went home.
It reminds me of a story. When I was a kid, I was at my friend's birthday party. We were all like on the trampoline shooting Nerf guns or something. And then one of the kids like started crying. He wanted to play football so bad. Not the kid whose birthday it was, mind you. Just one of the kids there. And everyone felt really bad for him. So they left to go play football. But I was like a dork, so I didn't want to play football. So I walked into his house and I just sat in his like living room and played WarioWare on his Wii.
Like, no, we're not giving in to his demands. We're
Not-
standing firm.
I'm standing
Now
for...
You were still being active. It was WarioWare Shake It, right?
Yeah, it was WarioWare
Yeah.
Shake It.
That's
gotta work at it.
exercise.
Yeah. You know, you have nothing to be ashamed of.
exercise on the Wii.
Whitey would have loved the Wii.
If he was
Yeah.
still alive,
Rest in
if he lived
peace.
another 4 years.
This is
Oh.
called you me. It looks kind of like you, but a little wonky.
There should be a Whitey
I
like
gave
Let's Play
myself a
channel.
mustache. Reminds me of my days back in the 80s.
Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous...
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Whitey, the
Can't
coach,
keep doing
man.
this.
Don't act like... Sucks. And they
Can't
should...
keep doing this.
No, they should make like the Whitey BoJack Horseman show where he's like a flawed figure. What's Adam Sandler's character's name in this?
Davey.
Davey, I need you to tell me, am I a good coach? Am I a good coach, Davey? Davey, am I a good coach?
Aaron
Davey-
Paul yelling at what?
Yeah.
You can't keep saying everything's a technical foul and blame everyone but yourself.
Huh?
What are the thoughts
Hey.
you have on 8 Crazy Nights?
Okay, I just
Man,
wanted
I
to
d-
say
What?
my dad opened my door, shaked like a box of like goldfish crackers, and then left.
The dinner's ready. I think that's
You
what
gonna
that
get
means.
some?
You're luring you out.
I don't know. I mean, I try to like assess, like, am I glad that I watched something, right? I
Right.
watch a lot of stuff. I do enjoy watching things where I don't know if I'm going to like it. I think I don't regret watching 8 Crazy Nights. I think maybe if I had a good enough sport with me, maybe it could be annual. I mean, you could, or I could just watch like the Technical Foul like music video annually. Maybe that'll do the trick. Actually,
We could like make like a technical file AMV, and then you could just watch that every year. Like,
But I
we-
want to see it anyway.
it's like watching Scary Godmother meets Lucario every year on Halloween.
who does that? Do you?
Rosa.
Could be a yeah.
Well,
we
no,
could
I'm
do
gonna
that.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll
You
get
know,
on it.
like
Does that
you said,
exist?
join me.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do know what Rose is talking about. I've seen this. It is a full upload of the movie Scary Godmother, and someone inserts clips in between of like their Lucario character, like saying like text like he's part of the movie.
Yeah.
Move over, Wizard of Oz, Dark Side of the Moon. This is better.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
hold-
the new
now-
way to watch.
Man, hold on. And now also I want to say, remember the Lion King where some random lion comes out of nowhere to commentate? I'm like, well, you don't see that every day.
Are you talking about some Pooh Adventures shit?
Mm, If it was Pooh Adventure, I would have said Pooh Adventure.
Rosa, what are you talking about?
Dude, does anyone not remember like the
Was
Lion
this
King
the
OC?
2019 movie?
The Lion King
So-
OCs?
Yeah, someone threw in their Lion OC into the
I don't-
animated Lion King movie.
Why should I know what that is?
You don't remember? Because
I
this was
don't.
like
Wait,
Was he
I
saying
there?
that during the Stampede scene?
Yeah.
when Mufasa was speaking to Simba from the dead.
Of course it happened. You was there too.
Bro, see, the thing is, I think I know what you're talking about, but like with no context and no build-up, you sound insane right now.
You really do.
So what's
Oh,
new?
yes, that's true. You like 8 Crazy Nights, Steve? Would you watch it again?
I would watch it 700 times. I'd bring the whole family. It's the greatest Hanukkah movie ever.
I didn't really feel. It didn't
There
feel
should be a
especially
podcast
Hanukkah.
of just Whitey reviewing movies. I would listen to that.
Yeah, Whitey's like movie reviews, Whitey's food reviews, Whitey unboxing videos. That'd be pretty good. Yeah.
Today I got the good burger 2 Italian meal.
Hey.
All right, let's get a cross section of this. Oh wow, is that the good burger 2 burger from Arby's? I didn't get you one. This is for me. You know your diabetes, and you can't be having Arby's.
Yeah, you having fun here?
Surprisingly, no.
I wish. It was fun. I had to go.
I love the revival of Disney magic back in the theaters.
My impression is scary
Almost
good.
as old as me.
I can't do a good Leo, but I mean,
Yeah.
Whitey. I got Whitey then, I guess.
Leo's voice is incomprehensible. I can see the building blocks of Whitey's voice. I still can't see the building blocks of Leo's voice.
Leo's voice is like Adam Sandler sitting on the couch with like his hand in his pants. That's what that
Okay.
voice is.
You put the thumbnail of the Nostalgia Critic 8 Crazy Nights review on screen. Yeah, sure. Anything for you, pal.
All right. So
I will say, like, it's not a good movie, but I am glad it exists. Just because
For-
we don't
for the
really have a lot
community
of, like,
aspect of it.
yeah, like in terms of like PG-13 animated movies, they're kind of a rarity. Maybe someday
Yeah.
we'll get some really great ones, but for now they're interesting to look at.
It's a Gendy's dog movie.
Yeah.
Game changer.
What's that one called? Balls?
Mixed.
What is it? Mixed?
Fixed.
Fixed.
Fixed. It's gonna be mixed when it comes out. Like,
Finally.
it might be good. I don't know.
I don't know. We need to
Yeah.
knock down Genny a pig. You know, for
Genny-
Samurai Jack.
I
Gendy's
just
a-
like remember like him making the Hotel Transylvania. He was like, okay, once he's done with Adam Sandler, he's gonna make his own thing, and it's gonna be fantastic. So, you know, what if a dog got his balls off?
Yeah, Gendy's a bit of a wild card. You either make like the best shit you ever seen,
Yeah.
or like that was all right.
Which I can respect it.
Yeah.
At least he's doing what makes him happy.
Before we get to like a few questions from YouTube members, Rosa,
Wait.
Yeah?
Huh?
was
What
this
were you
saying?
gonna ask?
I was gonna ask you. You watched an anime this week.
Yeah.
You watched Trigun. What are your thoughts on Trigun?
Thank God you said Trigun, because I was gonna go crazy if someone says Precure. Okay, so I watched the older anime adaptation of Trigun, which is based on a manga of the same name. So I watched it, and wow, that was fun. It was really fun. I love the main character Vash. So what the deal is? These two insurance workers named Merlin and Meryl. No, that's not her
No?
name. Marlene and Merle. They both start with M. That's why it's always confusing. They went
Mickey
to
and
look
Minnie.
out for Vash the Stampede because they keep. There's like legends of how Vash will like decimate cities, and that's bad because, as is later revealed down the line, they live on a foreign planet that was sent out by spaceships
What?
from Earth to repopulate, and they ended up in a crap of a planet. I will not say why. It's for up to you to figure out. So
Okay.
they tried to.
You know what, Rosie? You're talking about plot stuff here. Let's put the important thing. What did you think of that blonde twink?
Yeah, he's silly. He's silly. He's funny, but I love the two insurance girl, Merle and Merlin. I keep calling her Merlin. That's not her name.
Apparently, you didn't love her enough.
I loved them both. They're such fun characters. Merle and Millie. That's why I was calling her Merlin.
So is this like a new cartoon? I don't really know anything about these things.
It's
I
not a
was
cartoon,
watching
it's
the-
animation.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's cinema.
It's
I
okay.
was watching the 1998 anime, which is I think it was made while the manga was still in development. So there's like huge major differences between that and the manga. But yeah, I
Okay.
love Merle and Millie. They're great. um, Millie is like huge and awesome. She just carries around a big gun used to like knock down like foes. But yeah, it's a really fun anime. The setting is like a desert western, so there's like a lot of western vibe. Everyone's like cowboys. They got like revolvers and stuff. Now, in spite of that, our main character Vash does whatever he can to avoid killing everyone.
Oh, just like
What?
Steven Universe.
Yeah. So he doesn't.
Is he pacifist?
Yes, he's pacifist, but in spite of that, he'll do what he can to knock down anyone attacking
Well, I
him.
guess pacifist doesn't mean you just don't kill anyone.
I mean, yeah, because Arnold from Hey Arnold is a pacifist, and he definitely killed someone.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying.
but yeah,
I
no,
mean,
he's used to.
if you non-fatally beat people up, I don't think you're a pacifist. But
Is Rango
I get- I-
Trigun? No. But no,
No.
in spite of like the way he acts, like Vash is a very humble person, and he loves people. He loves to do his best for others. So he's very empathetic and does his best to protect everyone, even the ones who are attacking them.
Oh,
So he's
Okay.
out there trying his best to inspire others as he was inspired himself.
So this should be a good cartoon for my kids then.
No, it gets really heavy later down the line. But yeah,
okay.
I really enjoy my time. I really love the character Vash. She's like really fun and funny. We get to see Mara and
Uh-huh.
Millie, who are also like great supporting characters, but also like very strong characters on their own. Millie's
Uh-huh.
like really silly. It's like, in spite of everything, she's like, "Oh, hello. Oh, what's going on?" She's like very friendly and a bit naive, but like at the same time, she's like, no, it's just like she got it in the bag. You know, she's like, don't mess with her.
hmm
And Merle's like really cool too. She just tries her best. She's like the straight man in the whole situation, where like Bash and Merle are like Bash and Millie just being silly. And she's like, "Come on, we gotta focus. We gotta get Bash and Fantine, and we gotta stop him from like destroying another town." Because like again, they're in like a desert world, so it's like, God, it's like hard to survive out there. So
Like
it's like,
Woody's Roundup.
Nah, not like maybe they're
Who's
kind
the
of
stinky
like
pink of the bunch?
He's
Yeah.
the Stinky Pete characters in this.
Stinky Pete.
Yeah, there's a couple of Stinky Pete's characters you meet down the line.
A
Really?
couple.
Mm.
Ooh.
No, but yeah, so yeah, Vash is just out there. He has a huge bounty on his head, and everyone wants to catch him for the money. But
Okay.
in spite of that,
Kinda like One
he
Piece.
always makes it out.
Like Mr. Luffy, King of the Pirates. One day he'll be king.
He is gonna be king of the pirates. Yeah.
Yeah, he already has a bounty, but like Vash has like one of the biggest bounty because of like the rumors said about his destruction. Even though he surprisingly does his best to like lessen any sort of destruction done from attacks.
It's just kind of like Cowboy Bebop, where everywhere they go, they just make a mess, kinda. Anyway,
Yeah,
they're just knocking everything over. Like the guy, like at the restaurant they're at, it's like, hey, come on, and like they're shooting all their guns everywhere. Like, oh, my cups.
okay, let me tell you. The first episode, a restaurant got shot down trying to take out Vash's Stampede.
That happens a lot in these kind of animes from this era. There's a lot of like restaurants, and like somebody starts shooting a bunch of guns, and like all the cups explode.
Yeah, like a lot of destruction happens, and like it's like also the fact that they take note of it is like also part of the plot because like that's like what Merle and Millie are up to. It's like since they're working with insurance, they're trying to make sure like no damage is done because like they do not want to pay for like their company does not want to pay to like fix all this or like none of this stuff is easy to fix.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but then when they explain down the line like where they are and what's going on, it's like, oh, okay. Because for a bit, you kind of in the beginning they don't say what's going on, but like you can tell something's off about the world they live in because like, it's all completely desert, and oh, there's more than one sun and one moon.
Like Star Wars.
They kind of are on like Tatooine.
Phineas and Ferb.
Now I'm interested.
Phineas and Ferb went to Tatooine.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
the
they did.
Star Wars special, and they sang the song. They're like, "Love Tatooine." Then Ferb became Darth Maul.
Oh,
I
I
can't
feel like
believe
I'm
you
already
didn't.
there.
This was all over the news when this happened.
Oh, where was I?
Yeah, where were you?
Ooh. Yeah. Also, Millie and Merle are objectively like one of my favorite characters, and like all Millie and Merle Yuri.
Do you enjoy Trigun?
Oh yeah, I absolutely enjoy Trigun. I hope to watch the remake, the reboot Trigun Strive. What was it? Trigun Stampede.
Try again next time.
Yeah. I look forward to it. Trigun Stampede.
Try-
Although I'm sad because I heard like Millie's not in it because they're
Try
kind
it
of
again.
going with them being younger. So this is before like Merle would have met like Millie, which is sad because like those two are like has such a fun dynamic.
Like in the Shrek reboot, they'll get rid of like think of like a character the first get rid of. None of them actually. Never mind. This joke's over. Like if you get rid of any of those characters, the plot's over. Like if Donald's
Ryan,
out there.
If you're swing, make sure someone's pitching the ball or whatever.
But yeah, from what I understand, there's like some major differences, like characters being younger, and but they also follow like major plot beats closer and like cover one that wasn't like pointed out in like the 1998 anime when it first came out for like a Pacific character,
Right, of course.
and that Pacific character is what's his name, Wolfwood. He's the character that always carries around like a cross. Catholic man.
Oh, he loves Jesus?
Hmm.
My
Okay,
kids.
so I
Okay.
can watch it.
Yeah, my kids. This would be perfect for my kids.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there is like a lot of like similarities to like Christian themes in the Bible, but like,
You're a big Bible fan.
yeah,
Mhm.
spoilers for the Bible, but Jesus died.
What?
You didn't have to say that.
I
There
didn't
was
got
no
no
reason
part.
to say that.
I'm still
Okay,
reading the
some
Bible.
Some fake Bible pans in the podcast who haven't finished the book.
Right?
No,
I
it's a
bet
lie.
it's
I'm
Taking
taking
my
months ago.
time.
Yeah, okay, everyone rushes through the Bible to like get to the end because like, that's when all the cool parts happen. But I'm taking my
mean-
time.
no one has ever gone through the New Testament, even though they say they're the Bible
If you
fan. You know,
skip the filler, I don't think the Bible has any filler, by the way.
like everyone reads the Old Testament.
It
They
has
also have
character
the Old
episodes.
Testament arc, but like they never talk about the New Testament era.
Mhm.
You know,
The literal Old Testament arc, to be exact.
exactly. You know, Adam and Eve, the
The arc.
characters Adam and Eve, and
I
like
got that.
Cain and
That's
Abel,
good.
but they never talk about guys in the New Testament. So, what does that say?
I haven't even watched a single episode of VeggieTales because I know they're gonna spoil it.
Yeah.
Bob and Larry. those-
VeggieTales is honestly that's like you. That's what you don't start with VeggieTales and then go to the Bible. I'm really. This is
Will the Bible be a letdown after you watch
Just remember,
Veggie?
VeggieTales movies aren't canon.
No, no. You mean to tell me the pirates who don't do everything isn't canon?
Not canon. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, not canon.
That movie put that
You
studio
can
into
watch them;
bankruptcy.
they're fun movies, but they don't play any role in the overarching story of the VeggieTales universe.
yeah.
But yeah, Rosa, you enjoyed Trigun?
Yeah,
That's
Trigun
good.
is great. I recommend it. I would say you could read the manga, watch the 1998 anime, and watch the newer anime because they all are like completely different from what they are. Like
Mhm.
there's like a lot of extra stuff that happens in the manga that's not in the anime.
Like Scott
And the anime
Pilgrim.
is like they're like each one is in their own different pieces.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's a great time. I love it.
Oh,
Though
yeah.
I forever will love Merle and Millie. Look forward to me making Yuri about them.
All right.
Okay.
Also,
Oh,
surprisingly younger than expected.
We have a few YouTube members' questions real quick before we end the show off.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. From I.C in the Discord. Do you think Wonka has a shot to be in Fortnite?
The Oompa Loompa for sure is going to be in Fortnite.
The Oompa Loompa.
No. Oompa Loompa's the back bling. Get it right.
Okay, if not the Oompa
No.
Loompa, then the Chocolate Cartel, all 3 members.
They're not. That okay. There'd be like a real like stink going on. If that happens, like,
the kids playing Fortnite don't even know who Jack Skellington is. Can you imagine the reaction to the Chocolate Cartel?
From Wonka. I think Wonka.
I think you're underestimating the hold that the Chocolate Cartel has to the Willy Wonka lovers of the world.
and especially Epic Games. I think.
Like every
Like-
hero needs their great villain, and that has always been the Chocolate Cartel's relationship to Wilfred Wonka.
They were kind of implied in the Roald Dahl book, you can't tell the story without them.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's why Wonka's going to be the best of all the adaptations. It's going to be the most accurate. Yeah. I mean, they got the Wonka like Denny's meal. What is it? They got some like
IHOP.
Wonka burgers. IHOP.
IHOP, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the
So-
Wonka burger. There's the pancakes. There's like Choco tacos, like dessert tacos.
Uh-huh.
There's Wonka hot chocolate, and then I think there's something else.
So
I
if they
wanted
can
to
do
go,
that.
but my wife won't let me.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
I think if times
This is
were
an open
different,
invite. Just really quick. If there's anyone in Milwaukee who wants to go eat the Wonka menu at IHOP, hit me up.
you won't go
It's gonna
alone.
be scrumdiddlyumptious.
Are you scared to go alone?
I don't know.
The
I don't know
wife
what that
will
would look
take 'em.
like. Yeah, 29-year-old guy asking for the Willy Wonka menu. What does that say about me?
The Wonka burger. What's that taste like? Willy Wonka.
I wouldn't mind, but I have no respect for like what's going on with one of the actors in the movie. So
Um,
Wonka could have
Yeah.
been multiverses.
he could have been.
Another
He could
time.
use the cane. Yeah.
If that game didn't go into hibernation because it was doing so bad, they had to redo it. Wonka would have been the big announcement they made for their biannual weekly character announcement, Wonka's in.
Oh, his recovery could be fizzy lifting drink.
There could have been a really awkwardly edited trailer where you can barely see it because the camera's too zoomed out.
Oh, we can't trash multiverses again. We talk
It's
way
like
too much
taking-
ill about multiverses.
it's like if in Kibakura Precure a la mode, Gelato goes downstairs and start kicking Rio while he's in a coma.
It is like that. Okay.
Okay, all right. Here's a good one from Fluffy. What Christmas specials are you planning to watch this year?
I'll
Huh.
say a good underdog one is Refrigerator Day from Dinosaurs, the Jim Henson show,
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
which I,
like
think is
that
on
show.
Disney Plus. It's great.
Yeah.
You know anything about me, you know what I'm watching. It's for a special day. I have to make sure as many people as possible are around because I can't watch this with a small crowd.
Uh-huh.
You know me. Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. Goofy Make Me
Yeah.
Look Good.
Make him look good.
Bringing home his 10 out of 10 wholesome girlfriend and then his embarrassing dad. Oh man.
Man.
You
Makes
know
too much popcorn.
You know Goofy. You know Goofy. When you see that popcorn machine get out, you know it's about to happen.
Now,
I
when we
actually
were
saw a preview screening in a theater of Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas, and when he makes the too much popcorn, the people in the audience were like screaming and running for the exit the first time they saw it.
I remember the DVD. There was something like, when we were developing Twice Upon, we knew there was one pivotal moment that we needed to get correct, that the whole movie would fall apart. It's the popcorn scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's really beautiful. Like okay, whatever. Yeah.
Did you like give up on the bit?
Oh, you had me. I'm gonna have to get the DVD now and watch that. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I had
I'm-
the DVD, and I know this because my mom liked the song that they sang during the Goofy part.
We do have an entire Shrek themed Christmas Discord group where we watch Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
Ryan, one Christmas, I gotta come visit your family and see if one of your family members is gonna like pop some.
Oh my
popcorn.
god. Your worst nightmares come true.
Oh, Rose will come to my house and my dad brings out the popcorn! I do the
Yeah.
And then I say
Pokey
something,
Colgan,
and
like, Home Alone, hands to face.
Did you call him Coca Cola?
I said,
Macoki Cola.
Urkel, you know I'm watching Urkel Saves Christmas.
That's gotta be. That was mine. Oh my god, that's mine. Oh my
Choice.
gosh. Urkel
I'm
saved
watching
Santa
that.
the movie. Yeah, Zaslav tried to get rid of it.
That fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
I'm waiting until I travel for the holidays because that is when I'm going to make my family watch.
Urkel saved Santa.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a family matter, of course. So.
Showing everybody that I got what it takes.
I know you're excited for that, Ryan. Yeah.
Showing it. Bless Julia White's trying to sing.
I look forward to watching Claus.
That's a good one. That's a real answer.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
I have listen. All the joke stuff is gonna be covered by you people, because I know one day I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna see the Discord chat, and I'm gonna see that one of you is streaming Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas.
Oh,
again.
as if you're not already there, because I won't be
Yeah.
starting until everyone's there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to be, and then we're gonna have to take another screenshot of us posting the same GIF over and over again.
My favorite Christmas episode of a show to watch though every year, the Jimmy Neutron Christmas episode.
We never watched that.
No, we
You've got
did.
like, yeah, I remember watching it last year. You've got like major
Mel Brooks
brain
plays
worms
Santa Claus.
about that.
I love that. I love. There's a glow by the fire as I sit and perspire. I'm
That's
cozy
exactly
and
what I was
snug.
talking
I
about.
sit from my mind, basking in the warmth of Christmas Day.
Blake, I gotta sit you side. You see this like group, this Discord group you're in, like how we have like a
Mhm.
Christmas theme here. That's
Mhm.
not because it's December. This is Ryan just made it
That's
like
all
this
year
one
round.
day. Yeah,
Oh.
it's been like this for like 2 years straight, I think. Because sometimes she'll go into like this weird fit where like she forces everyone. We have like this friend group where she forces everyone to be like Christmas themed just on random occasions, and she'll post like gifs from the Jimmy Neutron Christmas special, and we all have to like listen to the music.
That sounds like the opposite of a problem.
Now,
Thank
typically
you.
she would use, like, now depends and like me, right, are usually like matching on Discord. So then she would like change her Akira icon to like Christmas Akira, and then she like looks at me and like, fine,
Aw.
and I switch it to like a Christmas Yukari.
No,
We
but
should make a Christmas Akira.
I'm starting to feel like a
Oh,
real Grinch
What
here.
if the Akira shot, but it's Santa's sleigh instead of a bike?
that'd be
Wouldn't
raw.
that be
That'd be
great?
raw. Oh my
That'd
god.
be Rob, but we're talking about pretty carefully. Get it together. You're off with the lore.
Oh my god!
You
Don't
know-
insult our guest.
I like
It's okay.
watching.
I should have done the homework. I should have done the homework before coming here.
I like watching some of the, I don't know, the Futurama Christmas episodes. I like Robot Santa. He's fun.
I'm probably gonna watch the new one.
I
they're
wish
doing
John
again.
Goodman came back for all of them instead of just the first one.
Why didn't he come back? He's like, I'm too good for Robot Santa or something.
He's too
Although at
busy
least they
on-
gave him the best line, which is "Your mistletoe is no match for my toe missile."
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I do think the recent Futurama Christmas one they did like in the most recent season, that one's all over the place like that season. I have like mixed feelings on it, but that Christmas episode is really funny. Like the one they did with Bender and Zoidberg.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I think I like that one.
Jambalaya,
That was a good one.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, everything in that season's kind of all over the place, but like that one's just like funny throughout the whole
That was a
thing.
good pair up. That was
Yeah.
funny.
Right.
I love the scene where like they're trying to drown Robot Santa, and he
I love
pulls
that.
and he pulls out like the weights and he just draws a zero on them, and Zoidberg's like, "It's not working."
Uh-huh.
I think
I'm
that
gonna
was
watch-
like the hardest laugh I got from the new season.
Mhm. I think I'm gonna watch Garfield. Actually,
Shut up.
what? You
Is there a
just shut me
Garfield
up.
Christmas?
Yeah, from like the '80s.
Oh yeah, that's
He goes
Oh.
to like
original.
the Arbuckle farm.
Not the Garfield show. Oh.
No,
One of
not
Doug
the
Walker's
Garfield
favorite
show.
Christmas specials, if I remember correctly.
That's right. You must be great friends with him.
Oh yeah.
Well, let me look up all his favorite Christmas specials. What's the ones
We
I'm
used
watching
to-
this year?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I actually do watch Rhapsody Street Kids every year. I love that movie.
You know what I
Someday
watch?
they're gonna make a Bunny's Tale.
You know what I watch every year? I watch a
What?
Boo Crew Christmas.
Oh,
You
you know
actually
what? That
do.
one is actually pretty fun to watch. It's like
We actually have watched that at least
it's
once.
kind of like watching a fire.
I love the part with the big bully character like punches his skeleton out, and he goes, "Ah, mommy."
I like watching the Boo Crew Christmas is because it's kind of like looking at a fire.
like a Yule log.
No, I'm just looking at fire. You know, fire.
Oh,
burn.
like a burning building.
no,
Work with me. What are you talking about?
just looking at fire.
Okay.
Just looking at a flame.
Like the simulated fireplace you can put on your TV, or
No,
oh.
because like that's fake. I'm looking at real flames here. You know.
I just checked Doug Walker's top 12 Christmas specials. Christmas Story is number 1.
Oh.
I think that's the most dated part of
Hold
this
on,
video.
I think he made 2 top 12.
Uh-oh.
He
just
loves
'cause
Christmas.
He had that many. Yeah. And I think Garfield was in like number 2.
Arthur?
Rudolph, I need you tonight.
Did he make another one? He loves Christmas. That's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
He goes, Christmas.
Christmas.
He sounds so exhausted.
No, it's great.
Being
Oh.
exhausted from a pit.
Blake, do you have any DVDs of like Nostalgia Critic DVDs?
Did he make DVDs?
Oh my
Aside
god.
from his movies?
He did. He absolutely did.
I'm going to eBay right now. I'm going to type in Nostalgia Critic DVDs.
Maybe
See, also in the real life.
yeah. Maybe that's you might have to be the inheritor of my Nostalgia Critic DVD. Something happens
Okay.
to me.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
I do
I-
believe in physical media preservation, and I hate to think of some of Doug's best work just disappearing one day without
Right.
someone to
I mean,
share them with the
That
world.
one includes a con appearance with Ego Raptor.
Oh
as
my
a special
god, look
feature,
at
so-
these. Nostalgia Critic Reloaded, signed. He's got his
Yeah.
gun, it's smoking. Oh wow.
I mean, hey, mine is signed. So
See,
when I'm done with it,
$20,
Deep,
plus
it's
$13.96, 3 shipping. Wow.
Deep, I think it's been a while. Like I think since like the season 1 of this podcast. Do you want to tell the Nostalgia Critic DVD story again?
it hasn't been that long since I told it.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh, I got to hear it. I got to hear.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll try to tell it quickly. We're kind of at the end here.
Yeah.
So our friend Lou, who was our fourth startcaster, pretty much, sent me one day. No. Okay. The build up to it was, she was asking for my address, and I gave it to her, and she kept like saying like, okay, I'm gonna send this to you one day. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a nice gift in the mail. I think she was telling me that for years. And one day it finally arrived on Halloween night. I had no idea what it was, so I take it into my room. I open it up, and it's this little case. It's covered completely in sticky notes, with like ominous messages on them, and I still couldn't see what it was. So I was like, I had to like peel each of the sticky notes off, and it slowly revealed a Nostalgia Critic Reloaded DVD. That was. You open it up and it's actually signed. I think she wrote like signed by the Beast himself or something. So yeah, that's the story of how I got my
That's the
Nostalgia
kind of
Critic
thing you
DVD.
cherish forever.
Yeah, I think she said, didn't she get it like personally signed?
I think
Isn't that
so.
the story? She was at a convention and like she got it like handed to her from him. I think that's what it is. So I think that is that's very special material, and I believe the idea with it is like, you know, you hold on to it for a certain amount of time, and when it's given you all it can, when you've reached fulfillment with the Nostalgia Critic Live and Reloaded DVD, you pass it on to someone else who needs that love. So
And it's only going to raise in value as the time goes on. So it's the kind of thing you don't sell unless you absolutely.
I trust you, Blake, that you would take good care of it.
Oh,
I think you would appreciate that. Yeah.
It's a beautiful night. We're all having. Making me think of
what?
Santa Christ. Santa Christ. Your loves. You all know the lyrics. Come on. Santa Christ. Santa. Come on, go on. Sing along. Sing along.
Oh.
I just know the semen song where he's full of Christmas semen and it's hot.
No. You said you wouldn't repeat that a third time.
No, Santa Christ, played by Rob Walker.
Oh, nepotism.
I see.
Brother nepotism.
Oh, Santa Christ has been in a video since 2020.
Speaking of,
COVID
this is unrelated to anything. I need to bring this up. I was a little surprised that Rob Schneider was in Leo. I forgot what character he even played.
He's
the principal. I don't even remember the principal character, but it made me wonder, like, should he be allowed to be in movies anymore? You know, I just needed to bring that up.
For better or for worse, Adam Sandler's just like such a good friend that he can't really like cut ties with any of his genuine creeps. Because like I know like he does go on tour and like Rob Schneider like opened for him once and was like genuinely bombing, and Adam Sandler like got him off the stage like, all right, that's enough, buddy.
Oh my god. I just have to imagine at the very least there's been some kind of intervention, but I think he's gonna keep being. I'm just thinking like this guy can't be in kids movies. He's like, talking about chemtrails.
Like Rob Schneider like gets on his hands and knees. It's like, if I'm not the 17th character in your next movie, I'm not going to be able to pay the bills. Oh, twist my arm, why don't you?
Gets on his knees, just pleading. And he just has those puppy dog eyes, you know? Yeah. Well, he'll be dead soon. He's unvaccinated.
Christ!
You know what? Still not the worst featuring cast member in Home Alone 2.
Oh man.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, now I remember.
Yes,
I wanted to say the news earlier. I didn't get the chance to, but new trademark came out for Precure. Wonderful Precure's coming out dog season. That's all.
Dog season. The dog's life. Before we end the show off, I want to give some thanks to our current YouTube members. I'm working on See you next show. This happened next show.
Oh my god, Ryan.
No, I've been working on like a little thing.
Okay,
That'll play. I've been working on it pretty diligently. I go to work, so I don't have time to work on it all the time. But it's gonna be a thing that'll make this a bit more smooth. But for now, thank you to Thingy Bob Inc., Under CD, The Real Yokow, Kerbot DX, Magna Mike, Olivia Gwendolyn, Mush TV, Gloomy, Kells, I.C, Alphinol, Dino Nile, Funky Izzy, Poppin' Pog, Bad She Neat, Donkey Spittle, Fluffy Angler, Brick-Headed Panic Betrayer. Thank you to all our YouTube members. You can join for as low as $3 a month to get early video access and access to the YouTube Discord membership stuff. It's real neato.
We'll send weed.
Give us money.
Blake, do you want to like promote anything, say anything before we end the show tonight?
Just if you liked me, which I hope you did, and you can find me on Twitter at Neil Nevins. My name is Blake. Neil Nevins isn't my name, so don't get the two confused.
What?
Yeah, I had a good time here. I want to promote friendship and the spirit of Christmas.
And
peace and love to all mankind. Or anyone. All kinds. It takes all kinds.
And womankind.
Right.
Yeah. great like line from like a Disney Channel movie you just did.
Thank you, Blake. Thank you, audience.
Thank you. This was fun. We had some laughs.
Yeah, we had a good episode. I'm glad we watched Leo. All 4 of us.
And one of us watched Wish.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh no.
Yeah, with your Blake out.